Is it live? It's live! Hello and welcome back to Japan, all of no one. We shouldn't really talk about hello and welcome back to Japan until there's someone to say that too. Hi and welcome back to Japan. Somebody? Who's going to be first? Who's going to be first? It's Haro. Hello! Woo! We have a winner. We have a winner. First man across the line. Alrighty. First man as well to see my special drink for today. Hey Sven, how you doing? Zimph, how you doing? I'm so glad so many people are here so early. I got lots of fun things to show you, including that. Yeah, I've actually got, this is a Funashi drink, but let's be clear, this is Funashi alcohol. Okay. The shop near to where I live, Harry, welcome back, Harry. I haven't seen you for a little while. I haven't been on the Discord that much, that's why. But the shop near where I live has got some really amazingly weird little alcoholic drinks. And after I get paid, I'm going to buy some because some of them are bizarre. But I had to get this one just in case they ran out. This is Funashi. I've had this for a few days. Funashi alcohol. I mean, you've got this whole age restriction thing on YouTube at the moment telling you how to, be careful. Is it marketed to children? Is it marketed to children? This is alcohol. This alcohol is not marketed to children. What are we going for here? It is pear drink. Yeah, it's nashi sour. Nashi, if you don't know, nashi is the Japanese pear, and sour as in like a sour, like lemon sour is the most common sour. But yeah, this is it says Funabashi nashi sour. Funabashi being the city town that Funashi is from. So it's a cider. Not really. There is the mildest of differences. I'm not 100% sure exactly what it is in the recipe sense, but when you drink it, you can definitely taste. Cider tends to not be cider, by the way. Again, into cider being the alcoholic drink that they don't have in Japan, but yeah, very much you have in England. Cider has a bit of a sweeter taste. It's nowhere near as sour, but similar thing. Sven, funny, Mummy from Scandal is a big Funashi fan, and there's a photo of Ainchan and Funashi merch. I should actually upload this in case you guys haven't seen it on the old channel. Me and James did a lot of like really funny videos in Japan, and one of them was we went to a Japanese mascot festival and we chased Japanese mascots around, interviewing them in the poshest English accents we could. And we actually got to meet Funyanshi, which is the cat Funashi. And we did an interview with Funyanshi. There is some really weird stuff that you guys probably haven't seen that I should probably share with you at some point. Anyway, usual thing, by the way, if at any point the Wi-Fi seems to be cutting out or any delays, please tell me. I never seem to see any problems on this side, so really good to know. And so look here, Harry, similar to a hard lemonade. Depends how you're making your lemonade hard, my friend. If you're doing it with vodka, no, it's nothing like that. But yeah, vodka lemonade. That one's a popular one. Not really like this, though. Are you going to put the Unedited Girlfriend video on the OneDrive? That and the Scandal one. My bad. I need to get around to them. Actually, Sven just reminded me then when he mentioned Scandal. Yeah, I need to get both of those on there. Ironically, the computer that has access to the OneDrive is not the computer that I edit the videos on, which has been delaying it. But I got a lot of things. I'm going to put the last year's Christmas special, which of course you guys probably haven't even seen. That Christmas special is going to go on the OneDrive as well. So that's got a load of Japanese Christmas music on it, and plus like me and James doing some really messed up stuff for Christmas. So yeah, the whole Christmas special is going to go on there sometime in December. Time to dive in and try this. I've got a completely clear palate. I haven't drunk anything yet. I know Saturday's my drinking night. Well, one of them. Smells really good. Incidentally, I should point out, actually, yesterday I had a Chuhai, which is like a vodka-based drink. I had a hair Chuhai, which I haven't really had for ages, and it was really good. And so I guess that kind of was vodka lemonade. So this is a vodka, well, I think it's vodka, is it? I don't know what they use for sours here. Basically, it's alcoholic pears. I'm going to read some messages before I drink this. It smells really good. So here it is. Merry Christmas. Backer and James are having fun. Look to the future now. It's really good. Oh shit, I've got to get more of these. Is a little bit mild. Clocks in at a 3%. So like even milder than a beer. I mean, most beer is what 5% is normal beer. So it is quite weak, but tastes really good. Mammy is a fan of many mascots. She'll probably like our mascot video then. Maybe she's watched it before. Hey, who knows? Any chance of the blocked World Tour Wednesday videos on the OneDrive? I don't know if you were here when we discussed that before. I think we discussed that about a month ago. The World Tour Wednesday thing, by the way, just to make a bigger issue, the World Tour Wednesday thing is a little bit delayed for many reasons, but really I kind of enjoy doing that with the other guys as well. I like doing it on my own, but it's a lot to do on my own when I'm covering the channel because we have to do like many videos in one day in the middle of the week. So really I'm waiting for the other guys to get back involved to do that. I am going to do a special World Tour Wednesday, maybe in December, which is just, there was that, when we did the Philippines one, only one video cleared blocking, and it was of those three rappers who did that song. I mean, if you're not in hip hop, you're not into hip hop, but it was really brilliant. I loved it. James loved it. And we got a lot of response to that. So I said in the comments that recently I came back and I spoke to a few people who comment on that and said, okay, look, we're probably going to do like a World Tour Wednesday special just about these three guys. Just sort of like look at their individual songs. So it might be something like that. We don't cover really any hip hop on this channel, and I enjoy hip hop, so that would be an interesting one for me, if nothing else. But World Tour Wednesday coming around. You mentioned about the block videos. Unfortunately, some of them were deleted when the old computer had problems, so they're not all available. But I might, if I've still got the source files, I might re-edit and then resave them and upload them again. The blocked James one, I should have put that up, but I completely forgot. That one, I have got a copy on YouTube of that. It's just hidden. Let's have a look at some of the other ones. So yeah, there is a lot of stuff I need to put on the OneDrive. Totally my fault. I haven't been on top of that. Lenny, hey. CMC, can you whistle because singing? I can't whistle. I think you already know that. Bastard. Lenny, oh my God. Hi, everyone. Yeah. Sorry, Lenny. Yeah, this is Funashi alcohol. This is as real as it gets. We're saying Funabashi Nashi Sour. Pretty good. I'm liking it thus far. You know what I mean? So let's have a look and see what everyone's saying. Purple is back. Hey everyone, long time no see. Sorry, been a while. It's peak time in retail. I'm working loads. Oh man. Still check all the videos. Thank you very much. But man, retail, yeah, this is going to be a hard month for you, man. I feel bad for anyone working retail at Christmas. I remember working in a bar at Christmas, and that was murder. And bars, there's nothing compared to retail. With bar, you just have your peak hours, and then everyone sods off. But retail, it's like constantly. So, gambate. Best of luck to you, my friend. Harry, Scandal's cover of Koibito, Gas Santa Claus, is a funny Christmas song, which I think translates to My Lover is Santa Claus. You have to get Harold to answer that because it doesn't look like it says that to me. I might be wrong. The word I would use to say that would clearly be different, therefore. But still, I'm really looking forward to getting to these Scandal ones. I have started reviewing Scandal. The videos haven't gone up yet. I should point out, actually, today was supposed to be, because weekends we get a good views. This week, the views have been really high the last few weeks, going right back up. This week was a little bit of a drop, so I wanted to really lift things up today. Unfortunately, the videos that I thought were going to do well haven't done as well as they thought. So tomorrow I might start dropping Scandal Listen Through as well. So Scandal Listen Through might run concurrently with the Silent Siren one as of tomorrow. I've got a few things. I've got a few new remixes. One that I'm sure is going to piss off a lot of people. I hope not. I hope people enjoy it rather than just being angry about it. So far, most people are really kind about the remixes I do, and they seem to enjoy them. So I've got some remixes that should bring a lot of views. I've got to do the conclusion to the Just Bring It album review, but that's taking a while, and you'll understand why when I do that. I've got a lot of things coming up, but I don't want to rush anything out for tomorrow, but I need to have something with good view statistics, so I might start on the Scandal stuff, but partly because I just want to start getting to Scandal so that I can start, listening to all these songs you guys keep on recommending. We've got so many Scandal fans, and I'm not on the Scandal bandwagon yet. So Nando, greetings from Canada, the Great White North. Bless you. Our snow is not settling here. Global warming. All the ski resorts around here might go out of business. Hi, hello everyone, hello, lots of hellos. Lenny, that can was the first thing I saw on the screen. That's a welcome, man. I put that as a thumbnail just now. It asks you to take a photo and it gives you a little timer, and I just put myself next to it going. But well, so I know Bandman got a new album out soon. But is there any other albums coming out worth checking? Silent Siren have a new song coming out, and Wagaki Band have a new song coming out, both at the beginning of December as well. As I've been told, thankfully, by people on the comments. I'm really looking forward to both of them. You guys know I love both of those bands. So to have them bringing out new songs alongside Bandmate, I'm going to have a damn good December. I don't even do Christmas, but I'm going to have a good December. My Christmas is coming early. So let's see what else we've got here. Yeah, I'm guessing got coming out. They got a new song as well, although they didn't let me post that review. Some people mentioned it was used in an anime, which might be the reason, but I don't know. So Fernando, girlfriend cover of Scandal's Love Survives. Again, if I was on the Scandal bandwagon, which I'm months into wishing I was, then I would have checked that out. But I'm not yet. Ziv, have you listened to every track at least 7 times on Just Bring It? No, which is why I'm an awful human being and should not be allowed to continue this. And yet, in the sheer face of all logic, decency, and reason, I continue doing these reviews when I clearly just cannot tell what I'm doing after hearing a song. Hearing a song is not hearing. Hearing a song 7 times unlocks a special extra level for the wonderful. I don't fuck. I don't care. So CMC. Well, Purple Heart. There is a new Lunar Sea album coming out. Ninganis album as well. That's true, actually. You forgot Ninganis. They're promoting a new album. New Scandal album next month. Yes, I don't know how I'm going to approach the Scandal thing. I guess I'm going to have to jump on board when it comes just to get the most out of the views. But maybe I'll sort of put that on the end of the one that I'm reviewing. But I did want to do them in chronological order. I've got a lot of things to worry about that. But let's see how it goes. That's next. Oh yeah, Scandal album was in February, wasn't it? I seem to remember we talked about this before. Anyway. Harry, I wasn't a retail, but I used to be a gas attendant, and Christmas time was busy for business as well. It's kind of similar to retail, especially considering self-service gasoline is illegal in New Jersey. Illegal? Damn. So you had to do the pumping. Wow. So CMC, yes, take away Howard's Reactalysis card. Put React. Is that a word? Is that a word people use? If it's not, it's kind of cool. If it is, then kids these days. Sven, Scandal will release their new album in February. It is February, okay. Hey, JC, welcome back, man. Hi, everyone, and how are you? We're okay because I have Funashi pear cider. Well, it's not cider, it's a sour. Now I'm saying it's pear cider. You guys have twisted me into saying what you wanted to. Pusha! Pusha! Get drunk! Pusha! Let's have a look and see what everyone's saying. Hi, DC, February, po. All right, well, there's enough people in there. 13 people? Wow, hello, everyone. By the way, to anyone's a new subscriber, I noticed the subscribers went up recently. I've been sacrificing views, as I occasionally do, to get through to more people by reviewing more artists that we don't usually touch on. There's a few artists who we regularly listen to, and I wanted to find more artists to add to that, especially with next year coming up. So if you come over with an artist who we've reviewed for the first time in the last few weeks, then welcome to you. And just like a big shout out to say that we will be coming back to some of these artists, but at the moment I'm trying to cram lots of new artists. So if you came across one artist and you're thinking, oh, when's he going to listen to them again? It will happen. We got a big suggestions list that I got to get through. I've really been catching up after a few months of quite slow activity anyway, so stick with me on this one. But yeah, everything that gets good comments and that people are interested in, we definitely come back to. Let's have a look here. Didn't we have a conversation in the past about not being cider in Japan? Yes, and we just had that conversation again earlier in this video as well, stream, whatever you want to call it. But clearly my brain doesn't function properly when alcohol is being discussed. So Lenny, I sell a kidney to go to Japan and hold that Finnishi can in my hand. Ah, man, do you know what? It's expensive. I really want to send it to you. It's just kind of, I mean, I can get these. There's loads of these. It's just expensive to do. I'll try and work something out, but this is the sort of thing I'd love to send to you guys. There's so many weird little novelties like that. But yeah, anyway. Vegan the Dutchie. Hello, how are you? That was a full-on hello. I don't know how else to say it when you got W's in there. Hello. I'm okay. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Thank you for caring. I appreciate that. Thank you. How are you? New subscriber. Sven. Sorry to call this out. It's really bad to do this publicly, but I did not know Sven wasn't subscribed until now. Hi, you subscribed to the channel. It just suddenly came up on my screen right over the top of the live chat. Sven has subscribed. Oh, yeah. This is the man who he takes his time before he knows that he actually wants to be involved with a channel. You know, he's a connoisseur. He waits. Doesn't just press that button straight away. Takes his time. So let's look at Love Survive is on Temptation Box album, isn't it? Having a blonde moment, can't recall. This might be, I think we're referring to something Scandal here, which means I wouldn't know yet because I'm starting my listen throughs. Love Survives from Baby Action. I don't know. Well, Howard could probably use the kidney after. Yeah, I've been working really hard in between things to get that Korean video done. I think that's going to be a thing that I post for the end of the year. As you guys know, the end of this year is also the end of our first year. We literally started at the beginning of this year. We came across, we did the Christmas special, which I'm going to put on the OneDrive for the radio show, and that was our last episode. And in the course of about a week, between Christmas and New Year, me, James, and Bubbles turned it all around and said, okay, we need to set up a YouTube channel. Instead, we went to YouTube and we started everything straight off the bat there. By the way, thanks to everyone who's pressing like. The likes are coming up quickly now. Everyone's doing it this week, which is really nice. But so as a result, the end of this year is also the end of our first year. And so we're going to do some really nice little videos to celebrate that. So there's going to be a lot of content I really want you guys to see in just over a month. That's why I'm cramming so hard, recording so many reactions right now. I want to get really ahead of that, like I keep on saying, so that I can get you some really fun stuff at the end of this year, hopefully that you can enjoy during the boring times of the Christmas holidays. Let's be honest, it's not all fun all the time. And for some people, it's not fun at all. It's just like... Anyway, where was I going? So, Sven, yeah, I forgot to subscribe. That's okay. That's all right. Don't worry. I do that as well. I'm just impressed that you stayed with us so long, considering that you weren't subscribed. It's amazing that you kept on coming back. Thank you. Like, I would have just lost the channel and not found out how to get back to it. CMC, Rabbit Hole, meet Rabbit Hole. Oh, okay. I get it. My brain is slow. But by the way, why do I keep listening to Bandmade radio interviews on YouTube when I don't understand Japanese? I'm not going to, I mean, okay, I understand some Japanese, but not enough to understand an entire radio show. I sometimes do that as well, not for huge periods of time, but it is just kind of interesting to hear the tones of voices and get a feel for get body language, also get vocal, like sort of intonation language. It's interesting to hear how people present themselves when they're talking. You get a real feel for it. So I kind of understand that in a weird way. Lenny, I wouldn't sell my body parts to a friend. I'm probably still radioactive. Well, considering some of the places I've been, maybe I am too. We can share our radioactivity. CMC, there have been some translations of the Bandmade radio interviews. Yes, that is true. I think Harrow's got some of them as well. But I've got the same problem. Yes, indeed. We all have these problems, whether it be listening to radio shows we don't understand or being irradiated. We all have problems. CMC radioactive, Lenny. So Howard might get a kidney and more superpowers then. Hey, I got bitten by a spider, like a really big spider once. I didn't get any superpowers. I got a swollen arm, and that was it. Couldn't move my arm. My arm was like that. Couldn't bend it. It bit me there. I'm just like, my arms. Couldn't move it. No superpowers. Stupid films. So my kidney is free. Bless you, bless you, bless you. And really, what I need is the liver. So I just started reading a book titled "Unlocking Japanese: Making It as Easy as It Really Is," or something like that, which is actually making things clearer for me. The other sources. Let's be completely honest. Japanese is not actually a very difficult language once you understand the way it works. The things I actually have a very good understanding of the technicals of Japanese. Like reading and writing, I'm usually quite good at. I'm a little bit slow, but I can basically do it. I go through and I can read and I can write okay. My vocabulary is really low though, because vocabulary is the one thing that you cannot escape. Vocabulary requires time, effort, and memory. I don't have much time, and I'm not very good at remembering words. So as a result, it's really bad. I've learned the basics, the way that Japanese works really well. I understand all of that, and yet I can't do that. So I'd say if you are good at learning words and vocabulary, and your problem is just understanding how the language works, it's really worth getting into those basics, because once you understand how it works, you'll realize it's much easier than English for the best part. There's some weirdnesses, but most of it is much more sensible than English. And then you start putting it together. That's my opinion, at least, though. Some people might disagree, but that's my opinion. So yeah, definitely keep at it. Pebble, will you get KFC at Christmas? Isn't that a thing to do in Japan? Kind of is, but a lot of people now have just kind of, it's that thing has now come to the point where people just go, well, hey, fried chicken is the thing at Christmas. KFC has like a bit of a monopoly on their name being associated with Christmas, but Japan has so much fried chicken, and as I always say, it has the best fried chicken in the world. And all the fried chicken in Japan, KFC is actually one of the lower quality ones. So a lot of people now just get their fried chicken from anywhere Japanese and just have like fried chicken for Christmas. So I won't be having KFC, but I will be having fried chicken. There are a lot of fried chicken. I love fried chicken at any time of year, and Christmas is an excuse to get really fat on fried chicken. There is my excuse. So, Harry, I'm trying to add sub-CC to my radio video now, working on it as I watch live chat. If you can do that, translate one language to another whilst listening to me waffle, that's truly impressive. So, respect you. I don't speak. Just Sven. I don't speak Japanese, but I saw at least 20 hours of Silent Sirens 31-hour stream. See, this is the thing. This is the difficult thing. Like I say, it depends what it is. If it's a stream where you can just kind of get an idea of what's going on from the body language, what's happening, I totally get that. I've done that. I mean, I've watched like all of the little DVDs, like the Silent Siren especially. They put like really good like tour DVDs with their CDs, where you really get to see a lot of what they're doing. You get to sort of follow their round and interesting little experiences, and you can pick up a lot non-verbally as well. And so it is really interesting. So it is amazing how much stuff you can get from like an artist without always understanding every word that comes out their mouth. Fernando Howard, so what happened to you? Spider bite, was it radioactive? No, it was just dirty because it gave me an infection. It turns out that it might, they don't know for certain, but it might have been venom. It might have just been that the spider had a nasty infection on it, because like I say, my whole arm swelled up around here and I couldn't bend my arm. It was ridiculous. You don't realize how difficult it is to get through doors until you can't bend your arm. Literally, no cast or anything. Just it was so swollen around the joint that I couldn't do more than like that. A little bit of motion at the top. It took about 4 days to go down, and that was with the help of the doctor trying to drain the fluid. Lenny, I've been learning Japanese from Reiki Saiki. She was doing daily videos in English on her YouTube channel. Actually, one of the places I was learning from was, I think a lot of people have seen this one, but it's like Japan Pod 101. Actually, you know, some of their lessons are not so great. Like I realized the way they do kanji is a bit awkward. They don't really teach it in a way that I think they keep on trying to tell you it's easy and then tell you things that clearly are not easy. It's like, okay, just saying it's easy is not the same thing. But they, when it comes to like verbal stuff and like learning vocabulary, which is what I struggle with, they are very good for that. So if you're trying to learn words and vocabulary, but you already have an understanding of the language, then Japan Pod 101 I found very easy and very sort of light. You can just, you know, just get the videos on YouTube, and they have a live stream where they're just running lessons all day long and stuff like that. So that I found that one to be quite good. But learning the the letters and everything worked just came down to just sitting down and studying it. Zoom, please explain when to use ha and when to use ga. Harota here is yeah, he is. Right, so just so purple, yes, I thought that was a reply to what Zinf was saying. Reply to what Zinf was saying. It's a bit difficult to explain this as the comments are going over the top. I have to try and think of a quick way of explaining this. Ha is kind of like it's very direct, like a sort of a is, sort of like this is this. Whereas gat tends to be related to an action or a feeling, I tend to find. It's really hard to specify. Actually, the hat gat thing, Japan Pod 101 have a really good video about exactly that. They explain it in much better examples than I can really give. But hat is more like, well, it's not hat, is it? It's wa. But, they write it as hat, but you say wa. That is kind of your more straight shooting, this is this, and gat is more related to like sort of verbs and adjectives. Harrow's probably going to give you a much better explanation in a minute. But yeah, like I said, there is a really good video that you can check out on that. CMC, yes, Purple Heart, he is. Oh, hello, Lazy Lion. Hello. Sorry, I'm catching up as quickly as I can with all the comments because it's starting to disappear off the top of the screen. Convenience fried chicken. Oh, convenience fried chicken is for Howard. Yeah, it's the convenience store fried chicken here is amazing. Gorilla fried chicken for Howard. If she fries me some chicken, I'll be very happy. After almost a year of songs on Back at Rackathon, I actually started to recognize a few words in new songs which I never heard before. I hope this channel has helped. If we are accidentally giving linguistic services as well, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. But yeah, look, anyone who's been with this channel, if you're new, you're very welcome. If you've been with us for a long while, considering you will have seen all the problems this channel has managed to overcome, being trapped in other countries, as you go, actually trapped on an island, as you guys are going to find out when that Korea video comes out. Trapped on an island, having like major, like losing my accommodation completely and working out of an internet cafe. If you've been sticking on the channel for a time, I really appreciate it. And if it's been giving you something back, then doubly appreciated. So I got a game called Hiragana Battle, which supposedly helps you learn. Haven't played it a lot. That sounds like an interesting one. If you can put it into a game format, it's always better because it gives you like a memory thing to help you remember. If you've got like a circumstance, the thing I used to learn the writing was very, very simple. It was a test card thing. It was on my phone. This was on Windows Phone now, unfortunately. So I've checked on like Android and on my friend's iPhone, and they just don't make an app as good as the one you could get from Windows Phone, as is the way more than people seem to ever realize because no one used Windows Phone. But they had a really good learning one, which it kind of gave you like a test card thing came up, and then you have multiple options. At first, it would help you through them, and then you could switch the mode so that it wouldn't tell you, and you had to guess them, and you could switch the mode again, so it had absolutely nothing at the bottom. It just showed you the character, and then you press to reveal what it is. And I just literally on the way to work, I just sat on the bus just doing it over and over and over again. I learned hiragana in one day. I learned katakana the next day. That was pretty much it. I think actually hiragana took me 2 or 3 days because there was a couple of days where I was just kind of getting used to recognizing the characters, as in, okay, what is hiragana? But that took me just like no real time to learn that. But then kanji takes a long time. So let's have a look here. So yeah, but basically anything, like you're saying, if you've got a game is a really good way to do it. Anything that either fits your schedule or is good for like memory related things, because the memory always works if you have something to tie it to, if you can tie a memory to something. So a game is a really good way to learn things. Harry, I have a basic subscription to Japanese Pod 101. So yeah, you'll know they're really good. Can't say that I wasn't slightly suckered in by the fact that the woman who does most of the lessons is ever so slightly easy on the eye. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I was slightly suckered into it, but then I was happy. I'm not one of those people who just sticks around just to stare at the good-looking teacher. But yeah, their lessons are actually quite good. But only the vocabulary ones. I tend to find the ones on writing are not so great. They don't really understand how to convey the point of written things. But when it comes to speech and why you say this, they're very good at doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, going to language school in Tokyo next year to learn a bit of Japanese. How long you stand for, man? How long are you going to be here learning? I really hope you get a long one. I mean, I don't know if you're doing like one of those week ones or a month one or 3 months, 6 months. Let me know. CMC, I have started to understand at least one Japanese word. Oh, that's a pigeon word. So, Eigo, Nihongo, Pogo. You're learning Pogo. But it seems to have a few different meanings. Good description of hat and gat. Oh, thank you. Yeah, hat being wa, isn't it? That was always one of the weird things about Japanese, but it's kind of like traffic lights. When the traffic light turns green in Japan, they say it turns blue. There are a few things that go a long way back in the language and can be a little bit difficult to decipher the reason for. But thank you for the approving my waka description. But to be honest, sometimes I use them wrong myself. So that's one you really have to try and drum into your brain using them properly. Like I said, if you want a decent few examples of that, Japan Pod 101, they got loads of free videos on their YouTube. Basically, I haven't paid them. I've just got the basic free subscription. And they have got a really good video on exactly that. So, Purple Heart, are you going back to Ueno then? If that's directed at me, I go back to Ueno on the weekends. Ueno Akihabara. I go back to the weekends, and then so I spend the weekends there doing all the stuff that involves humanity and life, and then I come back here to the mountains to do my work. So, which is actually, it's been good for the channel. It's given me a bit of privacy. I've got a bit of room here, so that's kind of cool. But I'm not a countryside person. I need that city life. I need that city life, just a little bit of a breather on the weekends. I remember when I went back there last week. Instantly this week, obviously, I'm not doing that, but usually I will. Last weekend, though, I went back and just when I got off the bus and the doors opened, there was suddenly were those people. I was like, oh, human life. Oh, it's so much better. Not freaky at all. Synth, I pretty much learned katakana from reading menu items in Japanese games. That is a really good way to do it. Food and drink are so often. I mean, there's so many. Japanese is such a brilliant language because it has its own basics, but then it's not shy about adding words from other languages. If a word already exists in another language for something new comes along, they just use that word, and that's what katakana is for. And so things like food are brilliant because obviously so much food is international. That's always a brilliant one to learn. Half a year, fantastic. Well, you definitely should be in contact, my friend. Definitely stay in contact. Harry, Risa is indeed attractive. Told you. But she really isn't for beginners as she speaks too fast for a beginner. Yes, I tend to find that is kind of true. She speaks very much in her natural accent as well. But they have that written thing at the bottom. Whenever she speaks, the writing almost always appears at the bottom. Sometimes they fluff that up and don't include what they should. But usually all the writing appears in hiragana, kanji sometimes as well, and even English at the bottom. So I tend to find if she says something you don't understand, if you've got facility to pause it, she's very, very easy then, because then when you listen back to it, you hear her speaking naturally. She doesn't twist her speech. She speaks naturally every time, so you really get to understand the way it should sound. But I do know what you mean. That is a bit difficult if you're trying to listen casually. You can't really always be pausing and reading, especially from the phone. The writing is often very small at the bottom. So I know what you mean there. Purple Heart, well, it's good to see you all my guys. I'm going back to play some Final Fantasy 14 for a bit. All right, man. Well, you have a good time. Enjoy yourself, man. Enjoy yourself. And certainly, if you're learning any Japanese from that, gratitude. I love Final Fantasy. All right, guys, I'm going to show you what I got. Some of you guys have already seen this anyway. It's all falling apart already. So anyway, basically, I'm setting up a new studio. I'm setting up a new studio in this room for next year. And so I needed some stuff to go on the back wall. I'm going to buy some proper lighting as well. Yeah, when I say proper lighting, good enough lighting. But anyway, I got some posters to put on the back wall. I only bought 3 so far because when I was last in Tokyo, I managed to find 3 that I thought were kind of appropriate. There was a really good Pedro one as well, but I thought we've only reviewed one Pedro song, so I should do some more Pedro before I get that. And some of the artists I wanted as well couldn't get like Bandmade, but I got some other Bandmade stuff that I can put up. But anyway, here's the 3 that I got thus far. Poster number 1, no surprises here. Managed to get the promotional for the new Metal Galaxy album. Poster number 2. This one's quite interesting, actually. I didn't expect to find this, but I've got some Bish, and I particularly like just how insanely unhappy she looks in that pose, and yet at the same time she's wearing quite a happy outfit. But bless her, that's a really nice one. And of course, last but not least, I was very happy I found this one. I was very happy I found this one. Oh yes. So this one is definitely going to have a nice position to sit in. So I am going to be buying a few of these. I work out to really sort of fit the setting properly because I want to sort of fill it up nicely. Probably get about 8 posters, so 3 is a good start. Yeah, so I'm going to get some nice stuff to, because a lot of people have mentioned the white background can sometimes be harsh on your eyes. And I can't remember who it was, but someone actually said that during the live stream last week as well. Was it last week or was it a couple of weeks ago when I was last in the live stream from here? And they were saying, yeah, that they be a bit much on your eyes when the background is bright white. Yeah. Just going to move those safely out of the way. All right. So let's have a look here. So now you've got a poster for BIS. BIS. Yeah, the BIS thing. It's happening, but that one's been somewhat. Actually, we had 2 BIS videos. No, we had 1 BIS video. It was the one that Bubbles did, but that's been kind of now in the list. But I've only recently put that in my list for me to do, so it's a little bit behind a few things. But BIS is coming around. I think this is one for the new year, though, because that could potentially lead to a lot more views. So I want that to be part of the things that maybe we start next year. But this will come up, don't worry. So you have a poster for each wall. Hopefully more than one for a wall. Howard goes to Tokyo to socialize and to the mountains to practice not getting eaten by bears. That's pretty much true. Pretty much working and not being eaten by bears. It is quite infuriating that you can't really go out at night here, because if you go out at night, there is a chance you get eaten by bears. But once the snow starts, then they'll all go to sleep and they can sod off and leave me alone. CMC, Baby Metal one in the toilet. Silent siren in the bedroom. I agree with one of those statements. One of those statements I agree with. BIS now, we are ready. Oh, okay, so everyone's really, really into the BIS coming up. This is a difficult one because I know that BIS, like BIS, BIS was a while to really get into because it was very hard to pin their sound, and I know that BIS have a similar thing. Obviously, the one song that we started off with, I think, was a very bad idea. Because if you've seen Bubbles' reaction, it was kind of like it was hard to really concentrate on the music because clearly the video was really heavy, and I think I want to avoid a repeat of that. I want to start with a song that's just kind of easy to access. Now I have heard, I think, 3 BIS songs, including that one, just naturally, just about my way, and I got a rough idea for what they sound like, which is quite unusual, but I kind of want to work out where to start from. So let's have a look here. Yes, but you already have I'll get back to that in a minute. So yeah, effectively, in all seriousness, if you guys can recommend a BIS song, but don't go for one which is like a surprise shock value one, or one that is like particularly out there. Try to go for one that kind of typifies them, where I can really get a first hang on their music, because like I say, it's really hard to pick an access point to them at the moment, and given all the music we're listening to, if I'm going to listen to something and really be sure that I want to continue listening to it and that I can get something out of it for the channel, then I really kind of want you guys to give me something that gives me a good idea. I know it sounds like I'm being a little bit overly finicky here, but there's so many songs and so many requests that I want to pay attention to, that I really want to sort of get off on a good foot with this. So it's one that I'm a little bit unsure how we're going to start on that. Obviously with Scandal, I'm just doing it from the beginning and starting chronologically. But with this, it's a bit different. Obviously, I'll concentrate on the videos and things first of all because of the nature of the band. So if you guys can give me a link, or if you guys can decide what is the best link, then let me know on that. Yes, they are legends. So a lot of people like this, which I think is absolutely fine. Considering how much I've enjoyed Bish, I'm happy to hear that. Lenny, you have... Yeah, okay, I have that poster. I still have that poster. But like I say, it's a bit difficult to put that in the back of the video because for new people coming to the channel, for people who've been in the channel for a while, they know the whole history and they know the joke behind it. But for new people coming to the channel, they're probably going to be like, what is this? Oh, it was some creepy guy who's into like hentai and stuff. Oh, why has he got that picture on the back wall? It's okay when you explain it to people, but I can't explain it at the beginning of every video, which means it's probably going to be a little bit of like one of those things. I don't want it to taint what people think this channel's about. Harry, I'll send you a Scandal poster. There's a big smile. I don't know if that's a sarcastic smile. If that's not a sarcastic smile, or if it's a sarcastic smile, if it's not a sarcastic smile, Yeah, certainly considering we are definitely going to be diving headfirst into Scandal anyway, then I might as well have something to represent that on the back wall. The posters I've got at the moment are B4 size, but don't worry, any size is good because I'm patchwork with the rest of them. Harry makes sure dolphin friendly and gorilla friendly. We might have some Bandmade in here. Wait, you uploaded this song already? Yeah, it was the one that it's going back a few months. It was the one that Bubbles reacted to. Because I just started doing Bish, and the idea at the time was I was going to do Bish, he was going to do Biss. But after he watched it, he kind of said, "Look, this is something that I don't think I can get much out of personally." He was like, he was kind of saying, for my particular style of delivery, he likes to do things from a sort of a funny, doesn't understand Japanese music so much style. You know, he understands Japanese culture, but not really Japanese music. So he's kind of like taking a bit of a sort of a layman's guide view and in a sort of funny way. And he said, look, this seems to be a little bit too much on the heavy and serious side. And I've got to admit, from what I saw, it was like, okay, this is not something you can easily joke about. So I'm sure they got more songs like that, but he was a little bit, he didn't really want to continue in that route. And I just said, that's fine. Instead, when I gave him the video to review, I just picked one that seemed to be appropriate based on views and release date. And then when I saw what he sent me back, I was like, what are you so shocked about? And then I watched it as well. I was like, oh, shit. Oh, okay. What the hell? So, yeah. We're being really careful about how we approach this thing. There hasn't been a huge amount of request or pressure. I know some people mention it occasionally, but now I've got 2 people on my live chat telling me they want to see this. Then, guys, give me that link. So let's have a look here. Hey, I got a couple of extra Scandal or Bandmade posters. Well, like I say, I mean, if anyone has got anything extra you want to send to me, I will be over the moon. I will be absolutely, I love it. I'll be so glad. So if anyone wants to do anything like that, I would really appreciate it. But as I always say, just from the bottom of my heart, I always get very worried about having other people's property. So please make sure it's something that you have spare. I appreciate the generosity, but I would, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know if something happens and something gets damaged. I couldn't even stand to come onto live chat. I'd be like, yeah, I'd just feel horrible. So please, only something that you can genuinely spare. If you can, I really appreciate it. But like I say, please, only what you can spare. I think we're all music fans here, so I get the feeling you guys probably know how I feel about that kind of thing. You know, we're like when someone lends you their CD. I mean, Harold lends me his CDs, and he's so relaxed about me giving them back. And I'm like, okay. I've had them for months. You wouldn't believe how much bubble wrap is in the corner of the room. Well, I guess you won't want to do the song I suggested, which was Idol. Okay. Maybe not then. Like I said, I don't want to approach Biss from something too heavy. That worries me. I don't want to start with something which is too serious and too heavy, because that's something I want to get to later with them. Usually with most bands I wouldn't mind, but with a band like this who have a comical element to them, there is an element of pastiche and parody. If I see something too serious, it kind of affects the way that I can get into the artist. I want to get into these artists properly. I want it to be an enjoyable journey rather than, oh God, I've seen 2 videos that have made me seriously depressed. Oh God, I'm going to watch another one now. That's not the way I want to be talking about any band. I mean, after that, like that Guso Drops song, which for me was a big problem, and it was problematic, and some people responded to that as well. After that, I was like, people were suggesting another song, and I have actually done another Guso Drop reaction that I haven't uploaded yet, and it was okay. It didn't have any of the problems of the first one, but it was a real struggle to get into it. I was like, that's why I did it so quickly. I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it now, just get it out the way, just in case it's something where I go, oh God, I can't watch this. So, yeah. I haven't uploaded it yet because I don't expect everyone to have quite the same speed of turnaround as I did on that. So yeah, seriously though, Mark, suggestions are totally welcome. Maybe I'll just get the cover of Honey blown up poster size. I haven't seen the cover. I haven't seen it yet. So if it's a good cover, you can do. Yeah, printing things out on a poster is no problem. It's just printing things on poster paper in Japan is almost as expensive as just buying posters. Oh, well, I guess there is a Kinko's that does poster prints in Ueno near to Akihabara, so maybe I should be doing that, getting some high reses and doing it myself. But hey, official posters are always that little bit better, Please put the links in. Oh yeah, as CMC mentioned, I mean, if you've got any links, put them in there. Just in this one particular issue, because it's a bit of a separate thing, this BIS thing. If someone is dropping a link on the chat, I will copy it. But it would be preferable if you can put it in the Reddit, because just if anything else is a backup, if something goes wrong on my computer, I accidentally delete the file. I mean, all of the links should be going to Reddit anyway, but just as we're talking about this now. So let's have a little look at some of the things we got here. Back God is a nice conversation starter. Nice conversation starter in a live chat, not in a recorded video. Especially, you've seen how sensitive some people are. And the other thing as well is you get people who really taint their view. I know what it's like. So I know we're all joking here, but I can't. I would, for a sense of humor, I'd love to put it in the background, but I just get the feeling it's going to subconsciously affect the way new people watch the videos. Yes, that poster is for the wall behind the camera. So, you all can tell I'm always looking so wide-eyed. Anyway, by the way, you still think Bish has no serious peers in Japan? All right, let's just be clear on that. This is a comment I think I've made before, and I probably should clarify what I mean. For example, like if I say, hey, this is the best guitar solo I've ever heard, I'm sure there's plenty of people who jump out and say, look, that's no good. This is a million times better, but they'll be picking reasons that I don't consider to be valid to why I chose what I chose. It can be very difficult when you're saying, look, I think this is the best at something, or I think this has no serious peers. From what I've heard, and again, this is my opinion, so I'm more than welcome to someone to say I'm totally wrong, but you may try and prove me wrong, and I may change my mind, or I may not. I can't guarantee either way. But seriously, I have not heard any other band in Japan who, and I know they have their songs written for them for the best part, any other band who can pull off so counterintuitive, totally different styles of music to that level of quality. I must say that one of my favorite pop songs I've heard totally since listening on this channel is a Bish one, and one of my favorite heavy songs is a Bish one, as I think you guys already know which one that is. And in both cases, they are so utterly opposite and yet so well delivered, and I mean that both vocally as well as anything else. And when it comes to the presentation, they look totally at home in the videos, to both of the videos, both of the songs. I think that Bish have a quality which doesn't always lead me to like every one of their songs. As you guys know, I've had some contention over some songs where I said, well, look, I really don't like this. I just don't think it works. One in particular. But I do think that they have this ability to really, when they go for something, they do it 110% and they nail it. Some of their songs don't work so much for me, but I think it's often at the extremes that they work best. So yeah, I'm going to stand by that. In that particular sense, I don't think they have any serious peers that I've heard. And remember, you guys remember, the artists who I like the most tend to be the artists who change their sound drastically over the course of their career, or over the course of even albums. So I would be the first person to say that a lot of the artists I like already I like for that reason. But yeah, I think Bish just seems to do that better than anyone else. That's just how I'm approaching that. So just to clarify that point, but you're more than welcome to try and prove me wrong, and you may well do so. So don't take that the wrong way. So Mark, oh yeah, Idol is probably their heaviest song. I'll go, yeah, I definitely want to hear it if it's their heaviest, but not straight away. Start me off with something which is, it's like softly. I don't mean soft song, but I mean something which is just very middle of the road for them. And then I can just sort of find my feet a little bit. I must admit, the song that I started with Bish was a live recording of a song that was probably fairly middle of the road for them, actually. But it was a live recording, and I don't know that was the best move. But, you know, luckily I got into them just by being pushed to listen to more. Or even Funny Peers. Funny Peers? You have to explain that one to me. Yes, you have. I posted it on the Discord when you were there. Sorry, what did you post? I'm getting confused. So what? I posted it on the Discord. Why? Oh, do you mean the cover? Oh, okay. But you've posted a few covers on there, and in full fairness, I've seen a few covers since I've been copying all of the music's where I need it to be. So I can't remember exactly which one that is. But fair enough. I can't remember which one it was. Apologies. Actually, yeah, I remember we had that little conversation where we were showing album covers, weren't we? So Zinf, put the poster up, but cover it up with cardboard recording views and reveal it during streams. Just have like a thing written over it, like a question mark over it or something. Yeah, cardboard question mark. Maybe. Seems like more effort than it's worth. Yeah, it might do. Did you see the video of Bish performing on an outdoor stage during a super heavy downpour? I mean, like a ridiculous rainfall. Have you heard the Bish cover the Disney song Main Street Electric Parade? All right, I'm going to reply to both of those things quickly that you've said, Lenny. First of all, no, I haven't seen the video, but that sounds so them. I would love to see that. Please link me if you can. Again, Reddit's a good place. As for covering a Disney song, I don't really know much Disney. I'm not really a Disney person, but I know a lot of their songs are household names. I don't remember that name. However, I would love to hear that just because it sounds insane. But no, I haven't heard that yet. Even though I'm enjoying Bish, I have to listen to them slowly because obviously every time I listen to them, it has to be for a review. So I'm getting through them very slowly, like a lot of the artists who I like here. Do you have a favorite Silent Siren song, Sven says? At the moment, my favorite, it changes a lot depending on mood because their songs are so really good at capturing different moods, but in a kind of very easygoing, palatable way. I think at the moment I do sway towards a mixture of Fujiyama Disco and Koi no Espa. I think they're just the best at being pop songs. But when it comes to sort of more meaningful songs, they have a lot of stuff. I mean, I remember when I first heard Yoshida-san, I wasn't that taken by it in the context of the album. But when I really got what it meant, I was like, actually, this is a really awesome song. When I started to understand what it meant. The one I listened to recently, which I can't remember the name of, I think it's another Koi something as well. It's the Snow song, the one where on the review I put a big picture of Yukaran's face. That one, actually, the more I listen to that, I really like that. It's just as a ballad, I think it's really beautiful. So I really enjoyed that. But I would say the songs I come back to most, just out of pure catchiness, got to be Koi no Espa and Fujiyama Disco, in my opinion. Lazy Lion, don't get me wrong, I love Bish, but I think other groups within WAC are just as good. Actually, in the poster shop I went to, they got a whole WAC section, which is kind of fun. You always see all the posters in that section are totally mad. Yeah, that's fine. And I mean, like I say, I'm not well informed enough about artists from WAC to give any educated opinion. Like I said, I'd be very surprised if something's gone under the radar, which is better at doing that. However, I would be happy to be proven wrong. I'd be very happy to be proven wrong. So please, 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 by all means, show me. I mean, you can drop several links in a post on the Reddit if you want. That'd be great, and then I can just go through them all. But by all means, please do. I'll take you and Mark as being the authorities on this compared to me. So Harry, Honey cover. Who covering Honey by who? The cover of the album. See how I got that wrong? That's the back cover. It's a back cover of an album, that is. There's a lot of butt. Quite a lot of butt in that picture. And it's got Love Me Do on the DVD. Oh, this too. Yeah, DVD. Love Me Do. I don't know if there's a cover or not. It's nice. There are many butts in the world, so I don't know if they've won me over totally with the butts, but there's some nice butts. It's not exactly how I was expecting to react to that, but nice butts. There are nice butts in that cover. I'm assuming the front cover is the fronts of them. I think, yeah, I do seem to remember you showed me the cover of them not wearing so much on their bottom halves. Okay. Seems Lazy Lad asked for about serious peers for Bish, and for completeness sake, I asked about funny peers as well. Okay, serious, funny. Oh my God, you're coming down to my level now. Yeah, Mark, something middle of the road. Yeah, just to get me started off, just so I can get in the right direction. Because like I say, the shock value stuff can sometimes taint your idea of what the group actually is, and then it becomes hard to really sum up the following videos. But yeah, if you can, that'd be brilliant. Sven, I didn't like the honey cover. Koyuki, that's it. Koyuki. I should have guessed. Yes, snow. Koyuki. Yuki, snow. Yeah. I don't like the honey cover. Okay, I have to remember the honey cover now, but definitely check that out. Simply Happy Mario, of course. Happy Mario is a really sweet song. It's for someone like me who has no interest in marriage. It's kind of a bit. It's such a gigantic slice of cheese that it's hard to swallow. It almost make me feel lactose intolerant, but it is a really nice song, that one. Harry Creta, right cardboard palace 2.0 in the large print on the background. It's kind of cool idea. I like that. I might do something like that. Cardboard Palace 2.0. Invite questions. Front cover's still butts. Well, there's more butts on the front cover. So you turn it around, it just looks like the front butts, back butts. Oh, that came out wrong. But just butts everywhere. It's an album covered full of butts, right? Fair enough. Right, Cardboard Palace 2.0 in Japanese. Yeah, it's kind of a cool idea. I don't know if Japanese has a word for cardboard. I think that would just have to be the katakana. Cardboard. Let's find out via the most trustworthy of all sources, Google Translate. When has Google Translate ever made a mistake? Cardboard Palace. Danboru. So Dan is assumably card. Danboru Kyuden. Okay. Oh, Harry got there first. Fair enough. So is Dan like the word for card? That kanji is like card? Danboru? Or does it mean something else? Some other type of board, like flat board or corrugated board, or it has some sort of meaning. So I haven't finished my 3% Funashi. Pusha! Pusha! All done with that now. So, that's my butt. I'm just wondering, I didn't know, I think this thing won't work properly, but I got this for like 200 yen, and it's like a little writing pad. You write on it, and then you just press the button and it deletes whatever's on the screen. I was thinking for some of the stuff I do, like I was going to do those music theory tutorials, just like the little ones, so people understand some of the stuff I'm waffling about. I thought I'd do it on here, but it's not a very bright screen, so I'm just going to draw something on here and see if it's even visible on the webcam. Oh, I've got the pen the wrong way around. Look at that. Genius. Genius at work. Is it visible? Kind of. Not very good, is it? Not very bright. Oh, well. All right. There's a small amount of money not wasted. I can use that for my notes in the morning. Remind me. Wake up. Get coffee. Record. Stretch. So where are we going with this? That would be kind of cool and a conversation starter, said CMC. Yeah, Cardboard Palace 2.0 in the background. As you can see, the cameras, if I'm using a wider one, it sees, this is not actually the full width of the room. I've just got like a weird pillar kind of in that bit. But yeah, if I have to do quite a lot to fill this up, so a little Cardboard Palace sign would be awesome. Sven, best Scandal cover art is the cover of the single Yoke no. Guys, you're going to have to send me pictures so I know what you're talking about. It's hard for me to Google stuff when I'm talking to you. By the way, Sven, actually, what's your favorite Silent Siren song? Because you were asking about Silent Siren. I'm interested. Which ones do you like? It's different meaning, but I forgot the origins. That's fine. I'll tell you what, let's use the authority, the greatest language authority in history, and see, what does Google say? It says it means steps. I don't think that's true, but I'm imagining because it says steps, it might mean it probably is referring to the corrugated nature of cardboard. You know, sort of like because cardboard is full of little steps of board, isn't it? So, that it's probably something to do with that. But there you go. Thank you very much, Google. Lenny, I've noticed your breakdowns have been getting more technical over time. I think that I've been pushed by a slight issue in that I don't want to become repetitive. I know sometimes I go back to using similar lines and similar themes and things talking about in the videos. It's nice to have a bit of consistency over the course of them, but I don't want to get so repetitive, because then you start becoming like those people who just do the shock reaction videos where everything's kind of the same. People can kind of tell what you're saying. So I'm trying to break down what I say in better detail, but I've noticed sometimes that I've wanted to say something more technical, or I've said something relatively technical, and in the back of my head I'm thinking, wait, are people really going to get this? Are people going to switch off here? So I want people to understand, enjoy the point. So yeah, I think that's pushed me to get more technical, but in the course of getting more technical, I should be providing some explanation for what I'm talking about, and not always in the reaction videos, but actually giving some sort of reference source. Because there's so much snobbery in music, so many people who try to make it more complicated than it is, but so much of it is just very basic, simple mathematic theory, or a little bit of psychology, just on the most basic level. So I want to do like sort of I was doing some test footage, and between 1 and 3 minute videos that are just simply, look, here is a basic theory, here's how it works, don't worry about the complicated, now you know basically how that works in music. It's kind of what I'm thinking of there. But yeah, I thought that might be helpful, because I don't want to make people go, what the hell are you talking about? Lazy Lion, my favorite siren is the next one. I'm happy to agree with that. I hope it is. To be honest, actually, they as a band, everything I've heard off the most recent album, most of my favorite songs seem to be linked to their most recent album. And I just really like their current sound right now. So for me, they seem to be getting better and better and better. That's just my opinion. My ear has started ringing. Reminds me, what was it? I think it was that film, Children of Men. That's the one where there's the scene where his ears are ringing, and they're explaining why your ears ring, and it's like one of the follicles, one of the hearing follicles that measures a certain frequency dying. And therefore, if that happens, that's a frequency that you never hear again. I know it's not really that simple, but there is an element of truth to that. So that ever since I saw that film, I did some research. I was like, oh, ears ringing is the sign of your hearing dying, and you're becoming old. As if it's a bit hard to share links in chat. It gets also, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Guys, the Reddit is there, man. I am checking the Reddit. I keep on it. I know you put things in the Reddit and it takes a long time for them to come to fruition, but I always check the Reddit like once or twice a week, and those things do get moved into my recording schedule. So please, 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 please use the Reddit. Because I know the chat thing's crappy, isn't it? It keeps on stopping people talking. Once we get up to 1,000 subscribers, hopefully I'll get more options. You get a lot more chat stuff then. CMC, have to be done, a la Bam Maiko, with your writing the characters on cardboard with a brush. That I can do. Might not look good, but I'll get it right. I'll get all the strokes in the wrong order, but you'll recognize it when it's finished. Lenny, it's cool. You're showing your knowledge and experience. Thank you. I appreciate that. But like I say, the point is that it's communication. It's communication. So, if I'm communicating with people, it's no point me getting like the catharsis of getting all my thoughts out of my head if everyone's going, what the hell are you talking about? So yeah, I have to try and balance that. But once I've put down some reference videos, at least then regular viewers of the channel, I know not everyone's going to go backwards and forwards, but regular viewers of the channel who might feel a little bit unsure about music theory will then feel a little bit more confident to watch the videos and not feel like I'm just going to start spurting some techno crap at them. So I hope I hope it's good for long-term viewers of the channel, so then I can feel a little bit better about talking about theory as well, without feeling like I'm alienating people who are genuinely interested in music. And that's the thing. You get some people who are really genuinely interested in music and know nothing about how it works. And there's nothing wrong with that. Music is for enjoyment. You can enjoy a movie without knowing how CGI works, or knowing how a director works things out, or how they cut frames. You can enjoy those things, but when it comes to these breakdowns, it's nice to balance it. Anyway, you get my point. Ladies and gentlemen, I noticed the singer from I Love Me commented on your reaction to then. Yeah, I'm doing another one of the songs. Actually, that's one of the ones I'm recording tomorrow. But I spoke to her on her Twitter as well. She's very nice, very lovely. So I'm really hoping I enjoy the next song as much as I enjoyed the first one. I've got to be honest. CMC, the French Jazz Quartet have deployed their bear whistles to pounce on you. Don't talk about bears. Sven, I can't decide which is my favorite silent song. It's too hard. Yeah. I think when someone says your favorite song, I tend to find that very difficult. I tend to just go for, if there's like a couple that one or two, a couple, whatever, that I listen to most regularly, then I'll mention them. But obviously that changes over time. It could be your favorite this month, then next month you'll be listening to something else. So that's always a difficult one, but it's kind of fun just to think of what's the one I'm listening to at the most right now, and then just answer that. So CMC, you seem to get surprised this week with Lucy 2 and Dada Ray. You seem to get surprised. Dada Ray, yes. Lucy 2, I think Lucy 2 is kind of what I expected. There was some nice intricacies that surprised me. Dada Ray, I had no idea what I was walking into, and that really threw me for a bit of a shock. I enjoyed both of them in very different ways. They are very different bands, but both had something really interesting to bring. Fernando says Lucy 2 is an interesting band. I like them. Yeah, I like I said, as I start to get into some of these artists that we listen to the first time now, so as we start to repeat listen to some of them, be interested to see what happens. And Lucy 2 is one of the big ones. I'm really interested to know, can they bring more to the fold, or is it most of it is like this, or because they're very solid sound, but it's one of those sounds, that kind of indie ballad sound, indie rock sound, that can sometimes be the sort of trademark of a band who doesn't do much else. So I am really looking forward to hearing more of them and getting surprised, because it's always those groups who shock you by something new. Oh, no, this new song has nothing to do with anything they ever did before. So, you know. I gotta admit, this is actually very refreshing. I am genuinely shocked. I might actually genuinely buy more of these just for the taste. I'm wondering if it's seasonal, though, because it's a pear one. And a lot of the pear stuff comes out around autumn. So it might well be that this is a seasonal one, but that's brilliant. Yeah, really enjoying that. Nothing particularly interesting on the back of the... Oh, here we go. Oh my God, it's got some lyrics on the back of it. Wow. It's a beautiful can. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the things that you were saying. CMC, Lucy 2 have some variety. Good. I look forward to hearing it. Harry, I can usually pick a number one song from a band I like, but everything after that continuously shifts around. Did find that problem when I did the Baby Metal Top 10. Yes, that's another thing coming up, is the updated Baby Metal Top 10 to include Metal Galaxy, which will therefore be like a top 15 or more, I think. But everything below, I used a really technical scoring system to try and work out on genuine musical quality and taste qualities. And this is a scale that I've used a few times before I was doing this channel, to work out which are my favorite songs. But you always get to a certain point, even if you use a technical scale, where all of the scores start becoming the same. And that's where you get to a band's comfort zone. Songs that are in the comfort zone, or at least not them exemplifying their own style, there's always that huge sea of them. With certain artists, like, I guess if an artist has a lot of variation, you have more songs that you can rank before you get to the comfort zone. So, Baby Metal was easy to do. And that they were easier to do because their songs are very varied anyway, for a metal group especially. And I find that if I was doing this, hopefully sometime in the future I will, that'd be very easy to do, because there's such variation. But for artists who have more of a comfortable style, it can be very difficult. And I'm talking about the sort of a lot of the bands who are kind of like our meat and veg here, like Bandmade, like Silent Siren. Groups who have a certain sound, even though they have a lot of variation, they have a certain sound. They can be harder to give rankings to. Bandmade, it's taken me quite a while. I've been running the list now for the last sort of 4 or 5 months and adding bits to it. But I've got a good idea what my top 3 might well be. And now I finished Just Bring It, I've got to update that again. But I only ever add things to a list after I've had a lot of time to churn them. But that's going to be an interesting one. Bandmade was very difficult, though. The scoring system came up with a lot of songs having the same score. But then again, they got more songs than Baby Metal. And like I say, their sound is a little bit more comfortable. They are a hard rock band. That's 90% of what they do is hard rock. So it can be harder to differentiate which songs are genuinely better than others. So let's have a look here. Brought to you by Cracker Breakdown, brought to you by Funashi Cider. No advertising here. So, so Sven's asking what are your favorite Scandal songs. Good question in the light of what we just discussed, actually. Harry, Scandal, baby. Yeah, which is on the back cover of that album you just showed me with all the butts. Harrow, I have to go now. Everybody, good night. Good night to you too, sir. Thank you for checking in. Hopefully we'll be seeing you soon. And thank you for constantly translating stuff. I really appreciate that, because sometimes I have a suspicion about what something means, and then you come through and you actually tell me what it means. That is really bloody helpful. So thank you, sir. Anyway, you have a good evening. I'm going to let you go. I know it's 1:15 in the morning for you as well. CMC says night. Back a breakdown. One song will be Don't Let Me Down. Don't let me down. Don't let me. You're running through the streets. I've ruined that song for you now forever. You'll never be able to listen to that again. So oh, you mean one of my favorites? I was thinking about that a lot. I mean, a lot of what I like about that song is the video, and I don't necessarily mean the weird tropey running through streets thing. I just love the visual way that they did the video. It's very different from any of their other videos. But yes, it is really, really catchy. I wouldn't say it's the most memorable song overall, but it's really catchy. So it would be hard to do a list and not include Don't Let Me Down just simply on catchiness levels, because that song is not easy to get out of your head. You don't just suddenly switch that song off. It goes round and round for a while. Actually, I found something weird when I was in Akihabara. They have a lot of freebie giveaway magazines. And so sometimes the names that they put on the front of these magazines, I was thinking I'm going to take some of these and do them for the live chat. So I was just walking, I was picking up these little live magazine, free magazines in Akihabara. And then I started to look inside of them, and I was like, maybe this is not for the internet. So anyway, so one of them was suspiciously, wow. I think I might have mentioned this one before, actually, when James was here, because I've still got a few of these. But it was called Fresh Plus, which seems all very nice until you turn it around, and Fresh Plus has a kind of an interest in half-naked women. I was like, okay, this might be a difficult one to show online, but hey, women. So I was like, okay, that's not quite as interesting as I thought it was going to be. We all know what women look like. And then this one, I picked up a few. This one, when I picked it up, it was kind of like this way round. It was very Akihabara sort of advert. And I turned it around and I saw what it's called. And believe me, if you don't misread this as well, then credit on you. But I was horrified when I misread this. Uh-oh. So my attempt to get funny magazines from Akihabara to read turned out to be a bit more of a horror show of half-naked women. Well, it's not particularly horrifying, but it's not exactly what you want to be promoting on the channel, as I keep on saying. And a magazine that really, really seems to have an interest in... Anyway, so I'd show that to you. I just saw it in the box. I got a box full of like magazines and things I've collected for like interesting pieces. But half the time, stuff that you find is just like, no, I can't put that on the internet. Especially in Akihabara, I'm probably shopping, gaining things in the wrong place. So let's have a look at here. That's okay. It's a meh song. Yeah, I guess you weren't a big fan of Don't Let Me Down. Oh, well. I like it, but I like it for catchiness reasons. The sort of poppy reasons that I don't think are so much down your particular route. Fernando, just for the taste, was not that not a soft drink slogan? I think it was actually. For the taste, maybe I think it was one of those diet drinks, like one of those diet cola drinks, where they were trying to sort of like promote the fact that it doesn't taste like crap. By the way, I mean, I don't really drink Coke, but I think Coke Zero tastes so much better than normal Coke. But I've got a bit of an aversion to the taste of sugar. But the only place I can consume sugar is in alcoholic drinks. Otherwise, I just don't have a sweet tooth at all. So I think it was probably one of those drinks where they were trying to defend the taste. Lazy Lion, running through Tokyo vids are the best. There's so many of them. So many running through Tokyo videos. Oh my god. Whether it be Gambare by Sakura Gakuin or the something chasing the star, something by Bish. There's so many schoolgirl run through Tokyo again. That's how you do a video. And you have to have slow motion bits in a bit, especially when they're crossing a junction. Slow motion bit of their feet. Yeah. Anyway, you get the point. Sven, I don't hear Bandmaid, but because of my brother, I heard some songs. I think Bandmaid's best song was Daydreaming. I can understand that, especially if you're not naturally a Bandmaid fan. I think that's a really good one for winning over more general audiences. It's not so much heavy, but it is very musical and it embodies a lot of things that make them best. Quacken, I don't know how it's pronounced, but hello. Hi. Welcome to the show. Hello. Daydream is very good, great solo. What is it with Bandmaid fans? You always have to talk about the solo. There's more to a song than a solo. I'm just saying that to annoy CMC, by the way. I think this is taking so long because it tastes very like fruit juice. It's not thick, but I guess it's thicker than like a beer or something. It's quite a thick taste to it. This is only a 350ml can. You can't get a 500ml of this. And it's taking me over an hour to drink this. I know I always drink quite slowly on my live chats anyway, partly because of the fact that my mouth doesn't stop. Still, it's taking me a very long time to get through 350 milliliters of alcoholic pear juice. Nashizawa. Yes. So, no, solos are not the only thing. They are everything. Paul, now you're just trying to wind me up. It's the pear pulp. Yeah, I love the fact that the fruit drinks here have actually got full-on pulp in them. But no, not this one, I'm afraid. It would probably curdle by now. Interestingly enough, though, what was I going to say? I've forgotten what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, because when I'm doing that award thing for the end of the year where I'm going to do my favorite and event sort of weird categories, I was thinking of doing a best solo of the year and deliberately giving it to something that isn't a guitar. Giving it to like a Ukulele keyboard solo or something just to annoy guitar fans. But then I thought that's a little bit too cruel. It's just there is a lot of obsession with the, wow, I've got over 100 viewers now. What the hell is going on here? There's a lot of obsession with the guitar solos. By the way, where are all of these people coming from? Hello to everyone. Over 100 people watching. Wow. Where are you all coming from, everybody? 103. I feel like I'm just counting it going up now. Are you all coming from my Funashi pear cider? Pear sour. It's not cider. It's sour. Pear sour. Up to how many people are Russian bots in this chat right now? There's more to a song than a solo, but a solo can make a break song. I love bass solos. Yeah, I agree with that. Bass solos are fantastic. I mean, I do like guitar solos, but like I say, it's a very difficult competition because there's so many bands with guitar solos over so many genres. The guitar solos are very difficult to stand out. I mean, you've got people like Tom Morello and stuff, as I always use him as a reference point, but Tom Morello stands out because of the fact that he is so incredibly got such an incredibly weird sound to his so he goes for a sound that isn't very guitar-y at all. So yeah, you can get some very sort of strange guitar solos, but as a general, guitar solos are guitar solos. They have a guitar solo sound. So it's like I say, although there's great ones, it is very hard to pick them apart. But a good bass solo, you do notice it. You do notice a good bass solo. I love bass work anyway, but I think one of the main things about bass is it just fits into the arrangement a lot of the time. By the way, I saw Zimph. I think you mentioned Zenbon Sakura there. If you did, I would agree. Shamisen solos in any Wagaki band song definitely would be up on that for me. But you say, I suspect bots. I suspect so too. The number is upping at such a consistent rate. Although I guess it's good for channel stats, but 164 bots. Hello, bots. I'll just keep this going so you can increase my viewing figures. Hey. Then again, it might be real people, and I've just insulted a lot of people by calling them bots. But yes, there you go. So let's have a look at this. I think this is more people watching than I ever saw. Yeah, Harry. I'm just interested to see how high that figure goes before it suddenly barrels into the floor. Where's my little snipping tool? I'm going to just take a screenshot of this because this is very, very funny for me. All right. Let's do that. 193 people watching me. I don't think so. I don't think that's true. 205. Wow. Okay, we're over that now. When Einyan slaps, yeah, the slap. But as we were saying before, we mentioned this actually in the Kiyoshi video for Baka. The slap bit sounded like the most impressive bit, but actually slap bass is not the most technical or difficult thing to do. Once you get the technique, it's like playing muted guitar. It's actually surprisingly simple. But it sounds like it's really complicated. It's just like one technique. You learn that one technique, and then it's just like playing any other bass thing. It's just you snap it. But like with the Kiyoshi thing, she was really showing her talent in other bits, like the fast changing, like real neck shifting chord patterns she was doing on the bass line. That's when she really showed it. And those bits didn't sound so spectacular. And I think the same thing applies for Einyan. Actually, for most bassists, actually, when they're doing their best work is usually when we're not listening to them, when they're filling out a song that really should just sound like a simple chord thing. But the reason your brain is not quite registering that, that's actually much more interesting arrangement, partly because of that. But confuse the two instruments, Shakuhachi solo. Oh, okay. So, well, I would probably go for the koto. So there, we covered all three of them. But yeah, Einyan's fantastic, very underrated, I think. So 214 people now. Yeah, we're coming. Oh, it's starting to come down. Starting to come down now. Oh, look at that. All of my Russian bots have gone away. Oh. Let's take a little screenshot of that. That was funny. I enjoyed that. Thank you, Russian bots, or whoever you are. Maybe you're real people. Maybe you are. But that was nice. What was that all about? I really love to get an explanation for that. So let's see. That B, the beginning song, B version. One of the most beautiful guitar solos I've ever heard. That B, the beginning song? Sorry, is that, are we talking about band name or song name? Let me know. Good morning from Minnesota. Hello, 1362. Welcome back. Ivy Shy must be trending. I would like to think if these are real people, then I'm really happy. Hello, real people. Welcome to the show. And if, by the way, if you are real people, I'm just going to say it out now. We have got hundreds of reviews of hundreds of bands on this channel. So, well, probably hundreds of bands. So please feel free to check them all out. And we've got a lot of stuff coming up in December. So if you are real people and you're really watching this, then thank you. Much appreciated that you joined me and my pair, Sour Unashi. Wisha! As they say. So let's have a look here. And then, oh no, they found me. Who logs in with all of their alts? I think JWS probably has like 5,000 accounts, so it's probably just all of his accounts logged in at the same time. But I would like to think these are real people, and if they're real people, they're very welcome. So a massive hello to everyone out there. So let's have a look here. Yeah, we've gone from what I think the maximum we hit before was 20, and now we're at 10 times that. So that's wonderful. I really hope they are. Fernando, you're showing your bias towards keyboards. I know. I have this. It's not that I don't appreciate guitars. I mean, I play guitar. I do love guitars, but I am naturally, my favor always goes towards music arrangement and music writing. I try not to be overly biased in reviews, but I like a song that's really well written and arranged. And the advantage of a keyboard is that with a keyboard, you can take any sound. You know, you can take your rock song. We all love rock songs. You can take a rock song and you can add to it things that otherwise, you know, you wouldn't expect to hear, things that are, you know, that can take the mood of the song and accent it more. So a good keyboard player is an indispensable tool. And yes, therefore I am biased towards keyboards. But, you know, I love it. Like I say, I love great bass players, irreplaceable. You know, a great bass player, that's just a fantastic thing. You know, just in my opinion, any sort of musician who can add something to the song. And it doesn't have to be through being the most technical musician. It doesn't have to be through doing something wonderfully twiddly. It just has to come from knowing how to play your part in the band. Step to the front when you need to, step to the back when you need to, but just add something to it. So, you know, that's how that works, in my opinion. Where are we going with this? Ivy Shy, morning. Good morning. Oh, you said that to CMC. My apologies. Harry, 252 watching, 10 likes. Yeah, I am aware that our likes never seems to reflect the number of people watching, but this is a serious discrepancy we have today. Maybe the fact that a lot of people are leaving is because they don't like it. Let's all type Trump a few times and all the Russian bots will be back. Let's not do that. Hundreds of reviews and one review hundreds of times, so something for everyone. Hundreds of reviews and one review hundreds of times, so that, yeah. Basically, yes. No bias, hashtag. CMC, Howard's all-time favorite song, Europe, the final. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, the final countdown. How many viewers did I lose to that? 10. I lost 10 viewers to my rendition of the final countdown by Europe. Sven, you like keyboard and Ukraine? A coincidence? I don't think so. What can I say? What can I say? I think she's a fantastic keyboard player. One of the things I actually like about her, like I said, she doesn't often go for the most technical stuff, but it must be said. I can't remember I remember how the song name roughly translates, but I can't remember how to say it in Japanese. But it roughly translates as like girls' school fight or something. With the Silent Siren song, it just has the most beautifully picked out keyboard riff in there. And now I know why you're talking about the final countdown by Europe CMC. Sorry, that skipped me for a while, but I got it now. But one of the things that really worked for me with that is she picked like a gospel organ sound, which would have normally been kind of out of character with that song, and yet it just worked perfectly. And I do think there's a quality to keyboard players in that, we'll talk about guitar players. Oh, they pick the right sound, they pick the right amplifier, the right guitar to have the right sound. And that is an incredible thing. With keyboard players, okay, it's easier for them to pick their sound, but they have a lot more choice to contend with. So keyboard players, if they get the right sound, that's almost as impressive as their quality of playing. And I do think that's one of the things I really noticed about Yukon, is she always nails the right sound every single time. She knows how to do background sound. She knows how to jump to the front. Lazy Lion, bias to drums and bass. You're making me sound drum on bass. Yeah, I do like. I've always found the rhythm sections of bands very interesting, partly from the arrangement standpoint as well as musicianship. In Japan, obviously, as we note, some of the best bass players in the world, if not the best bass players in the world, are Japanese. It seems to just be a thing. Bass is really appreciated in this country. But I do have a love for these more background instruments because, there are so many great singers. There are so many great guitarists. And you hear them front and center so much of the time. And it does really, really, you can make a song. We can all hear a good song when it's got a good melody, a good vocal, a good guitar. But so often there are really great songs that are elevated by things that people don't really listen to. I mean, you'd think everyone listens to the drum beat, but really they kind of don't register the drum beat a lot of the time, especially a really clever one. As I always say about, again, one of my personal biases, Akane from Drummade from Bandmade. She knows how to pick beats that don't stand out. And yet when you really register what she's playing, she's really flipping the style quite a lot. You can casually ignore what she's doing because it just sounds so natural. That's why I like these background instruments, because it's something where a lot of the time the skill is understanding the rest of the band. Knowing how to play your instrument well with appreciation for the rest of the band, not just for your instrument. And that, to me, that's a real quality. That's a superb quality. 118 views, 11 likes. So yeah, I have a bias for those kind of musicians. Those kind of musicians I love, the ones who can just get in there and do something where it doesn't have to be front and center. You might not notice it, but they know how to get the most out of what the rest of the band is playing. So yeah, a lot of the time when I'm listening to songs, especially on this channel, I'm focusing on those background instruments. That's a good synth for Bontempi. The Baron of Bontempi says yes. We need to do a Bontempi cover of Silent Siren. Fernando Novo, bots from North Korea, they remember your reviews on World Tour Wednesday. Yes, I did do a North Korean World Tour Wednesday. So if somehow the in there has been opened up in North Korea and that's where all these views are coming from, then welcome. All hail the Supreme Leader. No. Let's have a look and see what we got here. CMC, President of the Rick Wakeman Appreciation Society for Japan. Yeah, Rick Wakeman. Yes, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but I don't know that much of Rick Wakeman's work. I'm kind of, his reputation precedes him more than his work. It's weird. Some of the things that should be like sort of, I'm kind of like, I'm like a movie reviewer who's never seen The Godfather. I know what I like and I'm really interested in the industry, but sometimes someone will mention something which is just everyone knows about it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really have much of an opinion on that. And kind of Rick Wakeman's one of those things. It's like, yeah, I know Rick Wakeman's good. I've got some points of reference, but I don't really have like the I can't really start pointing out Rick Wakeman songs. So yeah, I'll just be honest about that one there. So Sven, sorry, getting confused with myself. Yukon is a good hype man and makes good choreographies too. Yeah, I only found out recently she does all the choreography for Silent Siren Wall, the majority of it, which is why when you see the videos on their channel where they do like the dance tutorial things, she's usually her doing it. And she's just seems to be very involved in everything, which is really nice. And yeah, she does do a hype man role on stage, which is really awesome. She does that very well. So yeah, big shout out for really all of the work that she does. That she is, like I say, she's an example of that sort of thing that I talk about. Someone who stands at the back of the stage and yet really does add something to the group quietly. I guess it helps when you're attractive. When you're attractive, people kind of notice you more. But then again, you think about people like what's his name from Blur, Alex James, the bass player, who basically very quiet, shy, retiring, doesn't really, not really much of an image, just kind of like smokes his cigarettes and everything. And then never really at the fore, but you listen to him and he is actually one of the best bassists of all time, in my opinion. Maybe not the most technical. He just knew how to accent every song, and Blur did all different types of songs, and he always found the right bass line for them, whether it be complicated, jazzy, sort of choppy, right down to song 2. Like I said the other week, I was using this reference before, and song 2, that that's not a guitar line, that's a bass line for the majority of the song. It was written for bass. So there you go. Let's have a look at some of the stuff going on here. Harry, the Humrilla is an expert on pounding out a beat. That's the simple way of saying it. Akane, the Humrilla, is Humarilla, isn't it? She is good at pounding out a beat. I like to think that she can. Maybe a slightly more intricate word was what I was looking for, but I'll go with that. Pounding out a beat, because we're Humarilla. The Russian bots are rolling up. I like I said, I have no idea if they're bots or not. I'm just kind of there isn't many people there's no one really who we haven't had talk before on this channel talking, so I've got to assume those are bots. But it's like I say, I was a bit worried that we weren't getting enough views on the channel this weekend, so that'll do. I'll just wait and see when I get the ransom note coming through saying, haha, we here at the Kremlin increased your number of views. Now you have to give us dirt on Joe Biden. Lately, I used to be a keyboard snob. I used to collect and repair vintage keyboards. For some reason, I was thinking about computer keyboards when you said that. I need to get my brain back into gear of what we're talking about. So sometimes I still get hung up when modern keyboards don't sound like the original sound that they were trying to recreate. I think you and I were talking about this before. I mean, I have very mixed feelings because, like I say, the whole benefit to me of a keyboard is a keyboard can be anything. I do love those old analog sounds that are very specific. That's great. But I also love the modern synthetic ones. It's not so good when a synthetic one tries to impersonate an analog keyboard, but still, it's a thing. And so, everything from keyboards that are playing sound fonts that are actually recordings of real instruments, right down to ones impersonating. I don't really mind so long as the sound works with the actual thing. But I understand you obviously have more of a technical understanding of how the keyboards work, and therefore you can reference the, if you like, the fact that something is fake, which it makes it an interesting standpoint. But I would say from a musical standpoint, I don't really care so long as it makes the right sound. But from a standpoint of someone who actually technically understands, I can understand why that would be a bit galling, to be honest. Penguin is back. Hello. Welcome back. Were you one of our 200 odd viewers, none of who are pressing like? None of the viewers are pressing like. It's so sad. They must be Russian bots with no arms. Imagine being a bot with no arms. So sad. So the Hummerilla is awesome. Penguin Cracker. How about Shoko, Nagasaki, great keyboard player. Tell me which band she's from, because I don't know her by name. And of course, the Rolls Royce of keyboards, the mighty boy. Okay, I got to go to lunch. Have a nice day. You too, Fernando. Enjoy your day. Have a good one. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has been a pleasure to have you along with the show. Some fine Funashi juice. Okay, so. I don't mind if you're a Russian bot. We had a lot of viewers, we had a lot. So I'm gonna sing a song as you all leave. I need one more chord to make this a song. So please all sing along. Goodbye, Russian bots. It's been so nice to have you here. Goodbye, Russian bots. It's been so nice to have you here. Goodbye, Russian bots. I'm gonna drink some pear sour because I don't have a beer. that cleared out a lot of viewers right there. Oh, my connection is unstable. Oh, have I come back? Can you see me? Can you see me? Am I here? Can you see me? Can you see me? Am I here? Hello, everyone. Can you see me? I had a connection problem for a while. Oh, thank you, Sven. Thank you. I'm back. I hope that didn't ruin my beautiful song to all of the viewers. Now, basically, we got 33 people, so I'm hoping there's all genuine viewers left. But it's been real pleasure doing this one, actually. So let's have a look here. Maybe me singing the Russian bot song actually got rid of a lot of people because they felt offended. I hope that's not the case. It's Norman Wisdom. Oh, man. Lol. Yeah, Penguin always likes. Thank you, Penguin. Yeah, I noticed your like came in with you, so I appreciate that. Discovered Hiromi Uehara. Been trying to remember that name for a while, actually. Uehara, that's one of those names. I'll write that down before I forget. It's one of those names that I heard, and I keep forgetting her name quickly. Sorry. Uehara. There you go. It's written down now. Oh no, 5 people left while I was writing down her name. So, yes, yeah, thank you. Applaud, comrades. Indeed. Harry, Arena of Scandal is a fairly decent keyboardist, but Scandal only have a very small number of songs where she jumps off the drums to tickle the ivories. Yeah, it's a bit of a difficult one because sometimes there's actually quite a few bands that have keyboard playing drummers, which I think sometimes just a thing if they're playing a one-handed beat, something else for them to do to add sound to the song. But you have some of them who are genuine, especially in like Asia, obviously, where there's more piano trained people. You get some of them who are genuinely like keyboard players, and they jump in, and it's really hard for them to pick which instrument they want to do because you need a drummer. You don't always need a keyboard player. So if you get rid of the drums and you bring in the keyboard, it's going to end up being a ballad almost definitely. Unless obviously you get the keyboard and you could set yourself like an automated beat. So it doesn't rule it out. Travis. Oh, hi, Travis. Travis, am I pronouncing it right? Is it Travis? Travis? Tell me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Liz Nine, she plays in Neozong and Speed of Light. I've heard her name. I think I've heard of her just totally separately, but it's a name that I've definitely heard before. So I was writing it down now, so I'll go and check why I remember that name. But I definitely have been. It's one of those names that I know has been on the tip of my tongue for some reason before. Finally, we have the same number of viewers as likes, but it's not because the likes went up, it's because the viewers went down. Oh, well. Miku played the organ as a kid, and Konami and Misa and Akane think all play piano. Bandmates should have a Hammond organ part. Yeah, I think they would really benefit from it. I love the sound of a Hammond organ. I think I told you guys before, the first instrument I ever played was actually a church organ in a church, and I'm not even religious. But I'm from England. I'm from an English suburb, so what do you expect? Bloody church organ there I learned how to play music. Rena's been playing piano since she was 3. That's fairly standard for a lot of musical kids here, but still, not all. So get that head start's a good thing. Usually, actually, it's about 4 years old. Travis, but sounds the same as Travis. Okay, because I kind of want to call you Travis. I don't know, for some reason when I see your name, I think Travis. But if I call you Travis and your name's not actually Travis, then I'm just a dick, which is something I don't want to be that. I don't want to be calling someone by the wrong name. I'm always very careful with this. So I feel it is important. So I'm going to call you Travis and tell me if I'm wrong, okay? If it starts getting annoying, you tell me, okay? Sven, the drummer of Asian Kung Fu Generation can play the piano. I get that feeling this is kind of a common thread, drummers who can play piano. Most Asian female musicians probably play the keyboard. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm alluding to. It's kind of what I'm getting at. That seems to be normal. I mean, like I say, most of the well, you're good. Thank you. most of the musicians who I've worked with in, not professionally, but in schools, so that's kind of professional. But most musicians I work with in Japanese schools, I want to play guitar, or I want to play drums. Have you ever played music before? Piano, 9 times out of 10. Or what's it called? Is it a melodian or a melodica? It's melodica, isn't it? The one where it's basically you tube into a keyboard and you play it, and then bloody loud accordion style sound comes out the other side. Lenny said Yoshiki. Yoshiki. Who's Yoshiki? In this context, who's Yoshiki? Yes. Okay. CMC's backed me up by saying the same thing. I know there's a lot of Yoshikis. Am I thinking of? Yeah, I can think of at least 2 Yoshikis. Mm-hmm. We will await your answer. With bated breath. Oh, I was about to sing you a song, but you answered. Thank you for the answer. We waited long enough. Ex-Japan drummer, piano. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. He's a. Well, then again, that's why he's a songwriter for them, isn't he? Because he's actually he plays the drum, but he's very sort of melodically and harmonically and arrangement familiar. So, Ziv backed that up. Yoshi from Ex-Japan. But I was being sarcastic. Oh, okay. So it's just me who's the brain dead idiot. Oh well, I can live with that. So anyway, what I'm really interested about after this, because we've got 20 minutes left, and I'm really interested in, like I say, I've been really trying to. We had such good view figures for the last few weeks. They went down a little bit this week, and I was really hoping to bring the views back up this weekend, and been struggling a little bit to get traction this weekend. So I really hope, if nothing else, that those Russian bots have left behind some view figures for the analytics. That would be quite nice. It helped me bumps the channel up a little bit, but that would be one nice benefit from the oddities of today. But this actually, the chat will record that, I believe, so we'll be able to come back and laugh about that in future years, when I have like 20 people in my live chats. Dear. So that might be one good benefit from the weirdness that was. Where was I going with this? I can't remember. Oh, yeah. I bought something really creepy. I might as well show you. I think you can get these online anyway. But when I was talking to James, and one thing that me and James have been talking about quite a while is it's nice when you're doing recording work. Like he wants to do, like I say, this sort of Japanese food thing, like comical thing where he tries Japanese food. And a lot of the time what he wants one camera facing him like I do, and then one camera that sees what he sees. So you can sort of like have a person view on. He's invented all these devices, like one which goes around his shoulders to hold a camera in front of him, one that goes on the hat. It's harder than you think. Oh, I've given him some good suggestions, but he wasn't really into any of them. But I found this thing. This is an HD camera. In fact, that's it in its holster. If I take it out of the holster, this is literally an HD camera. I've test run it a few times. Oh my God, I almost dropped it. Test run it a few times. It does go in just slightly over HD quality. It cost me about 1,500 yen, so about 15 American dollars, I guess. That would be about just under 10 quid English, depending on how Brexit's going. Bloody brilliant. And it's got a little clip on it. And I test run something which looks really creepy. I just popped it on my glasses and did a little bit of filming like that. And it's amazing. It's like you've created your own weird first-person video game. Fantastic little thing. In fact, it's so cheap that when I get some money through, I'm going to go and going to buy a couple more of them, because I get the feeling that at that price it's probably quite breakable, but it's so cheap, I might as well get some backups. But anyway, I thought I'd show you that because I thought that was quite funny. And the charging lead is much bigger than the camera. Therefore, when you open the box, most of what's inside the box is the bloody charging lead. Oh, anyway, I thought that was amazing. all those Bandmade Baby Metal views for the last couple of weeks. CMC. Yeah, that's true. But we got a lot of views off of things that I wasn't expecting. But still, I like the fact that we're getting more and more views for now the groups who are not the tropey high view ones. Yeah, I love doing the Baby Metal and Bandmade and all that sort of stuff, but I'm glad that the other artists are still getting more views now, and I think that's by proxy. And when this channel first started, if I posted something out, or as we did, by artists who were not those artists, you come back at the end of the week and got 10 views. Now I can post something by like a group, like Dada Ray, and by the end of the week it's got like over 100 views. It's not going to break the internet, but it's what I want to do. I want to get people with opportunity to listen to something that I otherwise wouldn't hear, and really sort of allow people to see that Japanese music is this wonderful big thing. I just think that's fantastic that so many people are like taking to that. So it's nice, even if it's just by proxy, even if people don't like everything they hear, the subscribers are going up, which shows that clearly people are sticking with it, and these other videos are getting more views, so that's cool. But yeah, it is true, when you haven't done a Baby Metal or a Bandmade for a while, your views goes down a little bit. I'm surprised by the lack of views on Asian Kung Fu Generation. Me too. I kind of had a suspicion. Like I said, I got the feeling, we mentioned them in the live chat before, I seem to remember. Actually, no, it was on Discord maybe. But anyway, I wasn't expecting that to get higher views, but I was a little bit hopeful. I was surprised how low the views have been, though. I did have to split it into two, but even combining them for the Japanese censored version and the edited version of the English non-Japanese unedited version, of views have been very low. Lenny inspired me to recommend you to K-pop Day, like World Tour Women, to expand your viewership. Yeah, I have stuck with a few Korean artists. I do feel like going back and doing a little bit more Korean stuff at some point, but I really want to restart the World Tour Wednesday when that's good and just keep on that. But there's a few things now the channel's more developed. There's a few things we can throw in occasionally now, little specials where we can concentrate on certain things like Korean music or things that might just get a bit of interest, but are not the main focus of the channel, so to speak. But certainly, I mean, like, for example, Dreamcatcher that's been just the gift that keeps on giving. They're a really interesting group every time I hear them. Interesting videos, interesting songs. Walking After You have been brilliant as well. Got another Walking After You review coming up quite soon as well. Been a bit busy this week, says Lazy Lion. Bought a lot of good whiskey and had to taste it all. Also went to Whiskey Festival and had a Japanese whiskey tasting. Oh, man, nice. I got to admit, whiskey is actually one of the few things. Japanese whiskey is really popular, but as is Chinese whiskey. Chinese whiskey is really good. But Japanese whiskey, I'm not a big fan of. It's one of the few drinks over here that I'm just like, not so sure I like it. I kind of prefer Scotch whiskey, like a proper like Scottish Scotch whiskey. It comes off much better to me than a Japanese one. But as a taste thing, like highball, I really don't like highball. Highball, just to me, leaves a horrible taste in my mouth. Lenny with a big lol. Lol looks like a POV porn cam. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought as well. I wasn't going to say it. I almost used the word POV when I was explaining it to you, but I wasn't going to say it. But yeah, a little bit like that. Don't worry, I'm not using it for those reasons, I promise. See the damage you have caused now. A lot of reaction videos on some even bigger Japanese artists don't really get a lot of views in generally. Always surprising to me. Yeah, I mean, as YouTube it always shows you the bigger things. So I'm always seeing like reaction channels have more views than us, and I occasionally check and have a look, and I go, well, that is not what I want to do. So I take it as a sort of a related to style. But yeah, I'm happy with the style of this channel. I'm more than happy to develop it and advance it. And as you guys know, I'm always advancing the channel, trying to add new things, try new things, change new things, develop the whole appearance of the channel. We haven't stopped developing really since we started. But, there are some things about formula that I basically just like the way we do them. I'm not like going to chop up the video and make you watch it in like little bits and stuff like that and stop and start and talk to you in the middle of a song or use hyperbole and things like that. That's just not the way I want to do it, because I want this to be, well, actually beneficially for the new YouTube rules. I want this to be for adults. We're adults who can talk seriously and sensibly about music. When does the Wisely Brothers reaction come? That is a listen through job. Now, as you might have heard earlier in the the live stream, I was saying that I'm actually at the moment thinking I'm probably going to have to do the Scandal listen through to the first album concurrently with the current size I listen through. And if I start doing that either tomorrow or next week, that means that I'm going to have two listen throughs going at the moment. I wanted to do Wisely Brothers reaction as listen through as well. So that one I'm suspecting might end up coming after. I've been wanting to post that for a while, but I think that's going to have to come after maybe the Sci one's finished. We'll see how that goes though. But yeah, don't worry, it's more than on my radar. It's one of those ones we get some which get slightly parked in lay-by for quite a long time just because of finding an appropriate place in the schedule to put them. Lenny, wow, so you can touch the RCA end while it's plugged into USB, tap your tongue with 5 volts. Yes, I can do that. Like my 5 volts wakes me up in the morning. Woo! Yes, Alia Action got very few views. Yeah, I was kind of sad about that. I do want to do more Alia as well because that was an interesting first listen. But, you know, I mean, let's be honest, it's hard to judge. And I spend actually a lot of the time spent on this channel, which people don't see, is time researching. Once I've done the reaction, I go onto the artist's social media pages and I use various things to get into their social media pages and see what tags they're regularly using. Obviously, what hashtags they use is easy, but tags on things like their videos, on their social medias, and then I check it online to see what's trending for them. That's actually one of the things that takes a lot of time with doing these artists. So I really do make sure that these videos are easy to find and will get to the right fans. But, you know, sometimes they just don't connect with people. No, fair enough, you know. So it's a shame. It's good news for me. I get to enjoy it, and I get to come back to these things when views are, hopefully when we're a bit more comfortable, I can come back to these artists every now and then. Maybe later next year, I'll be able to really sort of dive into some of the artists we haven't heard for a year at that point and, you know, really pick up on some of them. But yeah, it's interesting enough. Anyways, a lot of comments. Let me move forward a bit faster. Harry, need to pick up some video recording glasses, sunglasses. Yeah, although I've seen them. They're quite low quality and they're a bit more creepy. At least with this, you know, no one thinks that I'm trying to sneak record them. It's not like the Google Glass thing where you're like, are you recording me? Get the hell away from me. Weirdo. It's not like that. Well, people will still call me weirdo, but you know, I don't walk up to people with that thing on and go, hey. I was just in the countryside here where there's no human beings. It's great for if I get attacked by a bear. It'll have like first-person footage of being killed by a bear. There you go. So simply, I think the two versions will confuse some people and having to do a review and not include the song like with Girlfriend Can't Help. Yeah. Well, people will click through, but then a lot of the views will suddenly end at the point where I have to say I have to skip the song. But like I said, that's not my fault. It's the fault of the bloody companies. It's their choice. They're more than welcome to do that. If they're not giving me copyright strikes, they're more than welcome to say you can't play it. That's fair. That's just a fair form of communication. They're just saying, hey, don't do that. But I do think it's just shooting themselves in the foot. We've said this a million times, though. Just need to react to Russian music to lure the bots back to the channel. Instant views. Awesome, Harry. Well, I noticed that our Russian World Tour Wednesday was one of our lowest viewed, which is kind of sad. But hey. Lenny, CMC, those Russian bots obey me. Uh-oh. He's got leverage now. KGB tested, Kremlin approved. Fair enough. CMC. They recognize and respond to greatness, so not surprising. Thank you. Oh, also tried a 30-year-old Shochu. Oh, Shochu. Is that Shochu? Yeah, you're in Shochu. It wasn't too bad at all. Yeah, Shochu is just, oh, beautiful. Have you had coffee Shochu? If you haven't had coffee Shochu, you've got to have coffee Shochu. I don't remember if I asked you that before. Oh, you said underneath. I mean Shochu. Sorry for the typo. Sorry, too much talking. I need to get another beer. KGB tested, Kremlin approved. Lenny controlled. Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, I'm going to get a beer quickly. The beer's in the fridge. Oh, I need something. Yeah, I was talking earlier about how I love baggy trousers. Baggy trousers. Baggy trousers, baggy trousers. There's my beer. All right, thought I'd showcase you something while I'm here. As we are talking about alcohol after all. Is shochu an alcohol, coffee alcohol? Yeah, shochu is kind of like like an Asian vodka, but it does have, I mean, if you're a vodka fan, it has a very distinctively different taste from vodka, but it's likable in all the same kind of, sounds like a temple guard dog. Yeah, it kind of does actually. That's a really quite imaginative reference. Kudos there. Shochu, it's for vodka lovers, but if you do love vodka, you will really notice the difference in taste. I think vodka's not really potatoes, is it? It's potato based. And shochu is kind of like rice based, I believe, is the basic difference, but there is really distinctive taste difference, but it is definitely for the vodka lover. So yeah, it's like a coffee vodka. But whereas if you did coffee and vodka together, they don't really mix that well, despite what people say. Coffee shochu mixes brilliantly, and it keeps you awake for the evening. You can have really great drinking on coffee shochu. Anyway, I was going to show you guys know I usually stick to my top value beer when I'm a bit low on money, which I am right now. But this is something we talked about as well. This is Chuhai, which is based on shochu. They go in all kinds of percentages. This is a 9%er. And they come in lots of different flavors. This one I particularly like. And the most common one is lemon, followed by grapefruit. I don't know what lemon one is too bitter. Grapefruit's quite nice. But this one is just like a mix of grape flavors, kind of popular at this time of year, just after autumn. It tastes really good, but not much of a drink. It does knock you on your ass a bit. So it's not one that I would normally recommend for everyone. But let's have a look at some of the comments here. Some interesting things coming through. Laislan, I wish I hadn't seen that fashion statement. It's not a fashion statement, man. I'm just comfortable. I have no fashion. If you've been watching this channel, you are aware that I do not do fashion. I do not understand fashion. They are comfy, man. These are like army surplus ones. They are really comfy. And they've got huge pockets, so you can put all your stuff in there. Like all of my notebooks, my phone, my keys, my grenades, my wallet. You know, it all goes in there. Zim, baggy trousers are awesome. I hated it when slim fit jeans were everywhere. Me too. Oh my god, yeah. I don't want to wear tights. Don't want to wear denim tights. I mean, I don't like hot weather, so I sweat more than I want to. And in oh my god, can you imagine sweating in tight jeans? Oh, all of those sort of emo age teenagers must have had really like skin disease on their legs. That's horrifying. Couldn't buy comfortable pants, trousers. Yeah, I agree. Comfortable trousers, all of it. I mean, you guys usually don't see the bottom half of me. I swear I'm not naked as much as you think. But I usually am wearing really baggy trousers. I just love baggy trousers. If I'm at home, anything baggy. Freedom, you want to move. So, simply not such a fashion statement as an ironic post-hipster fashion. Don't ever compare me to hipsters. I will jump through the internet and kick your ass. Sorry, hipsters are the sort of people who have conversations about things that are for the sake of the conversation. That's my main definition of a hipster. Someone who invents a conversation that only exists for the sake of the conversation. Like the ultimate self-inductive argument is what they love. They argue about things that are based completely on the logic of their own argument. I can't stand it. Don't ever compare me to a hipster. Even if I do wear the flannel shirts quite a lot. Don't compare me to a hipster. You guys are going to do it all the time now. I've opened up a floodgate of hate. So Lenny, oh my god, I must have coffee vodka. Vodka is not all potato based. Yeah, I know that. I always feel a bit bad when I say vodka is potato based because that's not a very good description of vodka at all. But you get what I mean. You know, it's more vegetably. It's more vegetably shochu. However, it's not. But yes, no. If you have any love for vodka, you will, as like I say, you'll really appreciate it. It's a brilliant counter to vodka. But Lazy, I noticed you said this, so I'm just going to quickly comment on this now. I'm down to it. Lazy, I hate vodka. I love good shochu. That's absolutely fair. I think shochu is probably more drinkable. Vodka is, or you wrote vodka. I hate vodka. Vodka is quite a bit sharper. Then again, you can have very sharp shochu. It's a bit of a balancing act. But yeah, I can imagine that actually, if you were new to the whole concept, that I'd probably recommend you drink shochu first, actually, because vodka's no stronger than shochu, and yet it tastes stronger, which is quite interesting. This is probably why shochu mixes better with other things. I know we're so used to, like, Western culture tells you about vodka mix with everything, you know, vodka and Coke, vodka and this, vodka and that, vodka and apple juice, vodka and orange juice. Yeah, but the truth is that actually shochu is a better mixer than vodka. Lenny, I will sell my kidney for coffee shochu. Dude, seriously, look, I don't have much money at the moment, but my money situation should get better. Honestly, when my money situation gets better, I will try and send you guys out like little things that if it's really, really something you want, I'll try and send it out. And coffee shochu is something I should be able to send. I can't guarantee what's going to happen when it gets to customs, but I'm more than welcome to send you like a little one so it'll get through the post. See how that goes. So CMC, like having one more chord in a song there that does not need it. I don't know what song you're thinking of. I never heard of a song that couldn't benefit from one more chord. That should just be like the tag phrase. Howard, one more chord. Yeah, I like that. The cheese level is high. Any Scotch whiskey fans here? Yeah, me, definitely. I do like a good Scotch. I'm not the biggest whiskey fan overall, but a Scotch whiskey I can enjoy. We must send Howard a stockpile of canned coffee and cheap beer. Yeah. You do that, I'm happy. You do that, I'm a very, very, very happy guy. Actually, what was it? It's really hard to show you guys things from my phone, but I took a video. It might not be on here anymore, and I tried to put it on my Discord because what I was going to do is I was going to do a brief video diary on my Discord where I just sort of put up the occasional 15-second video of just amusing things happening. But then just Discord had no compatibility for videos at all. And it was just like giving people download links, which is just not appropriate for a 15-second video. So, oh no, I copied it off my phone. There was a really interesting one where I did, where I showed all of the coffees in my fridge. It's just like overflowing. I just got paid. There's just like coffees falling out of the fridge door. So let's have a look here. CMC, yes to vodka, no to whiskey. Hell yeah to a nice port. Port, you're a port man. Actually, I think you told me that before. I'm lukewarm on port. I'll tell you one thing I really don't like is mulled wine. I hate mulled wine. Can't stand it. It's my worst thing about Christmas. Mulled wine and mince pies. I don't like either of them. Mince pies, yeah. Mulled wine, yeah. Brussels sprouts are okay. I'm in Japan. I don't have to drink any of that shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I love Scotch. Had a really good I can't pronounce that. Glendronach. Is it Glendronach? Port cast finished last week. Very fancy. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, if I had more money, believe me, I'd be drinking not fancy drinks, but I'd be drinking more of a range. But I've got to admit, this is a really, really good for an own brand basic drink. That's brilliant. CMC port is so good. I love the way that word. Oh, CMC port is so good. There was a nice wording to that. CMC, hipster Howard strikes again. Go yourself. So, cask, not cast, stupid autocorrect. I wonder what you were doing with that. Oh, okay. So let me go and read that again. Port cask finished last week. Okay, now it makes sense. How are you adapting to Japanese food, by the way? Missing your fish and chips? We don't really eat fish and chips in England. You know, it's kind of more of it's almost like how Japanese treat sushi. Well, Japanese use sushi on a special occasion. English people are just like, oh, I'm going to the pub. Oh, what am I going to have? Spaghetti bolognese. Oh, I've had spaghetti bolognese too many times. Let's have that fish and chips. We don't eat it that much. To be honest, Japanese food, I always liked it more anyway. I kind of had a taste for Japanese food before I even came here. So I found it very easy. There's some Japanese foods that are not so much for me. Like one of the great ones is natto. Natto is known to be like the real foreigner weeder outer. Some people like it. I must admit, some people, you get like tourists sometimes and they really like natto, but natto is just not one that sits well with foreigners. It's really amusing because a lot of Japanese people have it when they're quite young. It's like what Marmite is to English people, you know. Only people who grew up with it can really eat that shit. Or people with very open and strange tastes. So yeah, I was cool with Japanese food before. I was actually cooking a lot of Japanese food at home, not well, obviously, but cooking Japanese food before I came here. First time I came here, though, was about 13 years ago now. So I had a bit of a taste for it there. I got some ideas. And so when I went back, I was cooking and I visited a lot. So it just kind of became a regular thing for me. I was quite acclimatized to a lot of Japanese stuff before I actually moved here properly this time. Lenny, I came home from work, shot of vodka, chaser of port, while watching Bako, which explains all my comments. It explains why you've been watching for so long. I know. I love the fact that James watches these usually after they're finished, and he watches them on playback at 1.5 times speed. Amazing how he can stay awake that long. Good drinks don't come in cans. No, that's not true. It's not true. It might be more true that good drinks are less likely to come in cans, but the idea that good drinks don't come in cans, I think you have to set your bar somewhere, and it depends what you mean by good drinks. Do you mean life-changing drinks, or do you just mean a drink that you can sit down and enjoy? Because if you're telling me that you can't sit down and enjoy anything out of a can, then I feel that you've biased your palate. I just don't believe that it's. I think drawing that kind of rule, yes, the correlation might be in your favor, but I just don't believe it works that simply. You give me like a good quality Sapporo canned beer, and you put it alongside an English beer poured for just a house beer poured from a pump in England. I'll take the Sapporo every time. It's got a better flavor, better consistency, even in the can, even stored for a while. It's something where I hate to say it, but it's not always that clear cut, just in my opinion. But yes, I agree there is bias in your favor, but I don't agree overall that is a rule that I would ever agree with fully. And certainly not for coffee as well. You can get good coffee in a can. People just hate on coffee in a can, but I'm not buying that. I left you a link for Biff's video. Thank you in the comments on your Kung Fu. Reaction video is exactly what you requested. Okay, if it's in there, I'm going to have a lot of trouble remembering it's there. I'm going to have to really remember to copy that after this video. I do not have a good memory span. I will try to remember it's there. But thank you. I really appreciate you giving me a link to start with. I need to remember that. Okay. Sven, Asian Kung Fu Generation is in London and ate fish and chips. Funashi went to London and ate fish and chips as well. Credit where credit's due. That, if anyone hasn't seen the video of Funashi going to London, you must see that. By the way, Mark, you said this video is exactly what you requested, so I really appreciate that, by the way. CMC, your fish and chips probably behind fried chicken kebabs and Ruby Murray. What is a Ruby Murray? You're ruining my stereotypes. What about meat pie and pea mash? Well, I can't eat peas due to, I'm not even going to tell you the reason. It's too weird, but I can't eat peas. But yes, that's true. Meat pie and pea mash is very common. I did eat a lot of meat pie, not really anymore. You don't really eat pies in Japan, to be honest, unless they're like confectionery sweet pies, Let's have a look here. I'm not English and I like Marmite, especially with matured cheese. Man, your tastes continue to intrigue me, sir. That's a good combination, very good combination, but really interesting that you bring that up. Seriously, I forgot to add liquor to that. Sense Ivy. Oh yeah, well yeah. I kind of agree. I'm not so much liquor as well. I don't know. It depends what you regard it. I don't actually know if this is including liquor, but I think more like sort of ales, beers, and ciders. Does that mean you're not a wizard from Hogwarts either? No, I'm not. Although I have been assigned my 00 number. Pie mash and liquor, lovely. I get a very good picture painted of you, CMC. Lazy Line Sapporo tastes better from a bottle. Yes, it does. Absolutely. I agree with you on that basic bias that it does taste better. But if I sat down with, imagine we're sitting down at a table, right? There's a shop around the corner, 5-minute walk. 5-minute walk to a shop around the corner. You and me were sitting down at a table. And I'm like, hey, all right, here's some Sapporo. Here's a can. Pour. Would you be like, there's a shop around the corner, let's go get some bottles? Or would you just be like, yeah, this is good, I'm going to drink it? I would be interested, but I really, really, really do not think that the difference would be significant enough for you to not drink the canned one, because the canned one is bloody good. And that's what I mean. Good things can come in cans. I know the bias is against that, but they can come in cans. I'm fighting this corner, aren't I? Lenny, unfortunately, most coffee in a can that I have been seen locally in the US is some sort of energy drink combination. Yeah, I'm aware of that. The canned coffees in the US are a very different deal. I'm not saying there's not any good ones, but I'm pretty much banked against them. Plus, there are a lot of them, like you said, like novelty ones. They're not like a nice blend. Like in Japan, they do a lot of quite nice, gentle, well-balanced blends. They are canned coffees. Let's put it this way. I quite like iced coffee. It's a very different thing from hot coffee. Like a good espresso is very different, but I like iced coffee, and iced coffee in a can, there's no real difference. If it's properly refrigerated, then it's fine. If you've got a proper iced coffee blend, it comes out beautiful. Simply posted a comment from the chat about Abyss into Discord. Thank you. Do you mean Reddit? Do you mean Reddit or Discord? Maybe into Discord. Ruby Murray Curry. I have never heard it called that before. Makes total sense. Never heard it called that before. Interesting. I have to try and remember that. I mean, even my brother, he loved curry, and I mean, I love Japanese curry. I don't really like the English one so much. But he loved curry, and he liked talking in smart ass slang a lot, which didn't really suit him. And I don't think I ever heard him say that. So this might be a regional one, but that sounds like Cockney rhyming slang. So living quite near to London, I would imagine I'd have heard that because I heard most of the Cockney rhyming slang. Anyway, interesting. Lenny, 00 negative infinity. Yes, that is my designation. Thank you very much. Oh no, you know. Gone. Marmite on natto. Why would you write that? Don't write that. Stop writing. Don't write that. That's why. No. Saw a video where the loser of a game had to eat Marmite. Oh. Don't type that ever again. Oh, CMC. Special Agent Biru Operation No Bias. Beer. Don't shake it. Don't shake it. Not shaken. Not shaken. Don't stir it. It's a beer. Just crack it open. Was going to repost the link on Reddit, but I don't see Mark Swan's comment on either of the videos. Might have been caught by the filter. All right. Well, if it's caught in the filter, ironically, that means I'm more likely to see it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So thank you. No, honestly, thank you for that, Mark. I really appreciate it. You said it's the only place I could think of a post link. Your Discord won't let me in. Oh shit, really? All right, look, Mark, I really appreciate it anyway. So look, just so long as someone's keeping an eye on it, I really worry. I panic about like someone posts something, I go, yes, I'm going to do that. And then the end of the live stream comes, I forget it. And then I'm like, they mention it like a month later and I just go, I like to watch English videos about my home country, Germany. The videos are so positive. I'm assuming that's sarcasm. I'm one of the, I've noticed from traveling, I meet German people, and German people are amongst the nicest people I ever meet. But you speak to most English people, and they have this like really negative bias of Germany, like really overhanging the past a bit. But I love German people. CMC, Howard should be able to use YouTube Studio to search for keywords on the video. No Discord. Yeah. I should be, but that's if I remember to do it. If I remember to do it, I'll probably remember where it is. But there's so many things I have to remember to do. It can become difficult. I don't have to keep up. So anyway, Lazy Line, Cockney rhyming slang, the most difficult language in the world, unless you know it. Goat farming. Hi, sir. Hello. Good morning. Good morning to you. Although it is now 2:14 in the morning, so I guess that is morning. So thank you. I appreciate that. Harry, well, you might or might not be pleased to learn that said loser was Chris Abroad from abroad in Japan. Yeah, James apparently knows him. I've watched his videos. And they're really popular, but I just kind of watch them and I don't know. It never really clicked with me hugely. But I don't want him to suffer. I don't want him to suffer. He seems like a nice enough guy. Goat farming. Hope you are good. I hope you are good too. Thank you. I am sorry, by the way. This live stream is about to end. We're well over our usual 2 hours, and I really do need to get to doing stuff before it gets too near to tomorrow, which it is tomorrow. Oh, by the way, guys. less than 24 hours until, we're back to channel normality, if you remember what I mean. I saw that video of Chris. Yeah. Mark, if you want a decent iced coffee in a can in America, you have to go to the Asian market or look at an international section of a grocery. I kind of says it all. I love that. That's a really beautiful quote. I love that. Discord, I don't know what your Reddit is, but links under your video. Cheers, man. Appreciate it. Like I say, it sounds like everyone's sorted that out, so I'll get on that. The Discord, the Reddit is literally a lot to unpack. One word. Reddit, a lot to unpack. Reddit is linked below. Videos to a search for a lot to unpack. Oh yeah, you said that. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. All right, guys. I am going to check out now. It's been a really interesting chat. I'm going to also check afterwards to see if that weird moment with the Russian bots affected the videos. Apologies to Goat Farming. You just turned up and we're just going. We did overrun a bit longer than normal, but it was nice to see you anyway. A big appreciation to everyone as well. We'll be back as always next Saturday. Next Saturday we'll be in Tokyo, so I'm not exactly sure where I'll be for the recording, but I will do the recording live stream anyway. It's been an absolute pleasure to join you all. I'm going to get into this beer right now. Thank you for all of the support. Like I say, the posters are great. If anyone genuinely, like I say, please don't put yourselves out. But if anyone has like spare posters or things that you want to put towards the channel backdrop, I actually really appreciate those offers. Let me know, PM me or something, and I'll bounce you back my address, and then we'll do it from there. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. All stay safe. Have a wonderful week. We'll be seeing you soon, and lots of videos coming up, certainly in the next month, but I'll try and get some fun stuff out tomorrow as well. So for now, from Japan, ciao, ciao to everyone. To everyone. CMC, Zim, Go Farming, Mark, Flat Earth Alaska. Hello, by the way. Hi. Penguin, Lenny, Laserline. Say hi to Tokyo from me. I will do when I get there. Ciao for now, everyone.